Hello and welcome back to the Match Fall Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. I gotta do this. Okay, now we're good. It's a special day. We've been postponing this one throughout the month as just a joke, just as a nice little joke. But we're joined by Pat tonight. Pat, how's it going? Happy holidays, man.
Hey everybody. Yeah, things are going well. How about you? And happy holidays your way.
Thank you. Things are going okay.
Hmm.
How's everyone doing in chat? Skip on. Andre, how you doing? Good evening. Oh no, stream clash with Ben Jordan. Gonna have to dual screen it. Can't miss a Pat week. That's why we have to every week say it's going to be a Pat week, even though we can't afford the appearance fees.
That's true.
Yeah.
This has been sweeps 3 weeks, where you just tell people that like you're about to have a special guest, and then you don't.
And next week, our guest is Dan Dargenio. That was my best Netrunner guest. I think that's a good Netrunner guest.
Yeah,
I could have done anyone, honestly. The
I would have
Queen.
said Willingdon, honestly.
That's a good one. Oh,
Hmm.
damn, that would have been cool. Yo, Wayne,
Yep.
hello. How's it going? Ixorin, how you doing? So
Hmm.
today we have a very particular stream because we're going to be playing random access memory. I think is the name of the format, which is something we talked a bit about last week. And I went into it and I was pretty confused. And then I read everything and then it all made sense. I
Mm.
even got a message. Michael messaged me from Nice. He's like, "Hey man, I was watching the VOD from last week. Is there anything you don't understand? Is there anything we're not communicating well?" I'm like, "Dude, my bad. I read it quickly and then I didn't
Yeah.
figure it out. I think this one's on me."
Hmm. They
Um,
need a they need to like actually slow down your reading speed in order to get you to understand. Like they need to like have a script that only slowly fades in the text when your IP is trying to read it.
um,
Did you just
I goofed. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what,
yeah.
but it's fine. Macaroni, how's it going? Nerd, I'm a Queerdo. Hey everyone, Pat, what's going on tonight? So today
Wait,
we're
have I been muted the whole time again?
oh heavens no,
Every time. Oh my
heavens
god.
no.
Okay,
Um,
but I'm muted now.
it is worth mentioning actually because we've had you here in relatively here for the last couple weeks.
Yep.
Right now in Montreal or in Quebec, even in like Canada in general, I think Ottawa in Ontario is pretty bad right now. But numbers for
Mhm.
COVID are like monstrously bad.
They're climbing. Yeah.
I think in here in Quebec, we charted like 3,000 plus COVID cases today, which is the highest it's been in I think
Like
ever.
half a year, I think. Yeah,
No, in
at
like
least.
2 years.
Oh, oh, really? Wow. Okay, I didn't
Since
realize
like
that. But
April last year.
hmm
So things have slowed down a fair bit. We're still trying to figure out how the Christmas holidays are going to look like, or the holidays, excuse me, in general. So we're going to see what it looks like. But right now in this part of the world, it's not looking great. It's Omicron and all this sort of stuff. So Pat and I are going to be across the city, which is quite fine. Which is
yeah,
it's preferred. We get more
instead
space.
of instead of a mask, we've actually put a relatively small mountain or a large hill between us.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah.
it's just good. Who's this Pat
Mhm.
guy? No idea, Richard. Didn't we cancel him because work was too
Uh,
important?
what was this? Sorry, sorry. What is Richard saying? We cancel? That's
Yeah,
interesting. That's interesting. Okay, and now again, I do want to make it very clear. I was texting from the bathroom at the fancy restaurant that they took us to.
yeah.
Andre was the one who didn't want me to stream from the
From the
bathroom.
bathroom. Yeah, no, our
Yeah.
lawyers suggested that was probably a bad idea, all things said.
Okay. Okay.
Ixon says, took what you said about 6 point limited and 3 pointers, cut down on 3 pointers that didn't have a defensive ability. It was something I was already thinking about anyways. Did you have a better time with that? Because again, yeah, I think we mentioned it last week, the idea of like running 3 pointers in a 6 point format. It's just like potentially so disastrous. Baza, happy Thursday. Does Shaper only play Encore nowadays? Shaper doesn't see that much play nowadays. Encore was like a card that just got unbanned at the last like standard ban list, so like people are trying it out. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to play this deck today. We are probably going to revisit it in actually not next week, but 2 weeks from now, because next week it's worth noting there will be no stream next week. We'll be closed for the holidays, but we
Hmm.
should be back in I believe 2 weeks, so we'll be back here. Don't call it an inside job. Yeah, Jake
I
does.
already called it an inside job.
He was very quick to that.
Yeah.
Andre Pat, what's good? I've over doing some network tonight. I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna apply some random access memory. So we're gonna start by explaining what this is because Nisei is running their first random access memory tournament just like basically in 2 days, in Saturday, and it's a really cool format. It's something again I don't think I fully understood, and then I looked a bit more at it, and it looks really fun. I watched some other people do it. Lostgeek put out some videos showing his like process. Sangrin, I had a bit of time to jump into a stream. It was like 2 days ago or yesterday maybe, just to
Hmm.
see him start. It's actually really cool.
Yeah. Bro, Broac, I saw that on Kickstarter, and I meant to read the rules for it, and then completely forgot. So I think it's passed now.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that too. It's Richard Garfield and a bunch of other people. I don't know too much about
Mhm.
it. It looks like maybe I'm mistaken. I think I'm mistaken because I also looked at the card game that the people who make Ashes just came out with too, like something Tail or something.
Oh, Forgotten Tales.
Yeah, something like that. And I think they blended
Well,
together.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's at all the same kind of game. It is. It does look interesting if they're doing what I think they're doing, but I haven't caught up with what Plaid Hat's newest game is.
Yeah.
Like I'm hoping it's like it's a kind of a campaign game, sort of role playing game And I'm hoping that that as you like guard this child, it grows up and becomes a different person depending on what your choices are, almost like a Bioshock 2 situation. Um,
Huh.
yeah. Anyway,
I
that's
didn't get
that's what
that
I'm
from that at all.
hoping.
It looked like just like a 1v1 card battler or whatever.
What are you talking? No, it's like a co-op game. It's like a co-op adventure game.
Dude, did I tell you how I read this article last week?
You told me that you messed up pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
just think
bad
the
that
way
someone
that
from Nisei like did a
to
wellness
reach out
check
for
on you. They're like, "Hey, are
for
you
damage
doing all
control.
right?" Yeah.
Yo, Steve, that's how's it going? Macaroni says Tokyo's still in single digits, sub 30 new cases a day. That is amazing. And like in
Mm,
perspective, how damn big Tokyo is, like the population is that's
mhm.
absolutely incredible. I wasn't drafting most of these 3 pointers anyways, but it does seem to have made it easier on the other players. And statistically speaking, of the table split agendas, no one has to play more than one X value 5/3s. Yeah, I know. I just feel like for me, it's, once burnt, twice scared or whatever. Maybe it's not that bad. I just know I have bad memories and those kind of sync with me a bit harder.
Mm.
Okay, cool. So random access memory format and tournament. So this is something that lostgeek has been working on, supporting pretty heavily, and I'll show you some of the stuff that he's put together to help with this. But this is based off the mystery box side event at Worlds, which I wasn't very familiar with. I didn't actually know what it is. But basically, this is how this format works. Yo, Giles, how's it going? Uh, when this format starts, there's going to be a tournament that is on Saturday, and I believe 2 hours before the tournament, Nisei is going to stream out a list of cards. And basically, they're saying these are the cards that you can play with and deck build with for specifically only this tournament. So the idea is that each tournament that they run, and I think they're going to be doing them every 2 weeks or every month. We'll figure out when we get lower in the article. It'll be like a changing base card pool, and the way it works is that there are going to be 2 large releases drawn from this giant pool of the bigger releases of Netrunner, all the way from the OG core set, which a lot of you might not even have originally played with, let alone
Mhm.
maybe, I don't know, the revised core set. Like some of this might be totally new cards to you. Terminal Directive, any of the older sets. Like this could actually be just new ground, which is kind of exciting for a lot of people who want to just play with new cards at this point in December. And then on top of that, once you get 2 of these packs, and these big packs generally have, well, not entirely. That actually might not be true, but a lot of these packs have cards for every single faction. I guess the deluxes don't really. Some of them don't. So you'll have a
I would
good.
say, yeah. I mean, it looks like about half of these don't,
Yeah,
which is going to like kind of really imbalance the meta depending on which way it goes.
yeah, you're right. It's just about half. Terminal Directive is like half of half of half or whatever. But yeah, so you'll see Data and Destiny is also an interesting one because if that shows up, you can play mini factions,
Mm.
which is pretty exciting. But on top of that, 12 data packs will be added on top of that. And so data packs generally have about 20 cards in them. 12 data packs will be, drawn for them. And there are some data packs that are just not going to be allowed. You cannot play
Mhm.
the Magnum Opus community cards. Great. You can't play Uprising for some reason. You can't play some of the Democracy and Dogma, Blood Money. You can't play System Core or System Update. It's just too many cards, and they don't
I,
consider it a big
I, I,
release.
I, I I hate to interrupt you. You are still misreading it. It's Uprising Booster Pack. You silly.
What did I say?
Well, Uprising Booster Pack was what Nisei released before previous Worlds. Just a little taster of what was in Uprising, right? It's what we got, like Missing
Oh,
Miami
yeah.
and then a couple others.
That's not a real release.
It's not a real release, and all the cards in it are, of
Yes.
cour's, part of Uprising.
So that
I'm
has
sorry, I did.
no,
I can't.
that's very good.
But I also shouldn't have maybe interrupted you just to call you out on
No,
it.
no,
Maybe that's
no.
something that I did think about. Like my need to always be right, kind of supersedes any like ideas of friendship that I
It's
otherwise have. It's sad and
I
depressing.
appreciate you, Pat.
Thank you.
Um, so once you pick those packs, you get on to build your decks, and you basically have to build one deck for each side. It is double-sided Swiss. I don't even know. My words are failing me. But you basically have 2 hours for deck building. An interesting thing is that if you do deck build and submit your lists within 45 minutes, so less than half of the time allocated to you, you actually just get 3 Swiss points bonus.
I love that. That's a smart idea.
It's weird. Like I have mixed feelings on it. Like I think building something in 45 minutes and doing something quick and dirty is going to stop people from like quote unquote solving the format, and that's, obviously good.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm worried that there's a lot of people that just don't have the capability of putting this together in 45 minutes. Like just can't do it because they don't know the cards, or like operating JNet is going to be a bit hard with all the search terms. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how many people actually pursue this, or whether it's
Mm.
worth it to just take your time and build a better deck, and whether building a better deck overall is, worth having or not having those 3 Swiss points at the beginning. So we'll
Mhm.
see. It's interesting. The tournament it's a pretty small tournament. It's 3 to 4 rounds of double-sided Swiss, followed by a top three cut. I don't think we've ever seen a top three cut, so interested
Oh
to see how
yeah.
that works out. I don't know if
So
that's
like
the
the
typo.
bottom two do an elimination and they face the winner.
Yeah, that's my understanding, I guess.
Hmm.
And that's largely it. And the first tournament is just this Saturday at 4 p.m. UTC, and I believe that this will be every 2 weeks. It's worth noting that there's no like official prize support besides bragging rights. Like it's just a title that you hold for a bit, which is pretty cool. And I think we've said this before many times, but I would love to see JNet if you can actually get those titles or anything sort of bling, so that if you do win this event
Mm,
that doesn't have like physical prize support, you could rep yourself somewhere with that
for
title.
sure.
I know you can to some extent on the Nisei Discord servers. I doubt losing 75 minutes is worth 3 points, to be honest. Giles, for a lot of people, it probably
I don't know.
won't. But there's a lot of people too. Like, you can't just give them 350 to 400 cards, half of which are new, and expect them to build something in 45 minutes. Build 2 decks, mind you. Like, there's, I think for some people, it might be necessary.
Like it's a free win, and the way I'm reading it is it's a free win on top of all your other points. So like two players who do equally
Yeah,
well in the tournament,
that's
if
a really
one of
big
them builds
deal.
quickly, they come out ahead. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
you can actually have more points than the amount of Swiss rounds allocated.
Hmm.
So it's probably going to be very important. I think you're right. And I think you're going to see people at the top tables winning who have done the 45 minutes. But I do think just inherently the people who can build this in 45 minutes probably have more familiarity with the cards and they're on likely to be advantaged anyways. Okay. So this is the cool stuff. This is where it gets really, really cool. And the link you can find if you go into r/netrunner. Here, let's just pull it up real quick. A Lost Geek posted a bunch of links. I think he posted a video as well of him walking through and showing like how his process is. But if you scroll down a wee bit, and I'll share the links in the YouTube description, is that he made a randomizer and legality checker. I haven't used the legality checker yet, but the randomizer will basically just, you can find the link here, which opens up this. It opens up this. It'll basically have some nice animations if you want them to, and it'll choose you your packs and your cards, and then we can go ahead and build. This is not
Hmm.
like building a deck right now is very, very, very unlikely to be a legal deck on Saturday because they're going to be drawing their own card pool Saturday morning. But it's a possibility. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to try it. At least Pat and I, we were going to build a deck using this legality, whatever comes up today. And then we're going to post this into the chat if you'd like, so that if you want to build decks alongside us and experience the pressure of trying to build decks quickly with a unique card pool, and then we can maybe play some games. If
Hmm.
nobody wants to play games, it's fine. Pat and I will play games against each other with the 2 decks we built, but we kind of just
Yep.
want to see how this works. Now, Pat, I think one thing that
What?
like made me not excited about this format inherently was
What's
I
that?
have no idea what cards come in each set.
I am, or I was, very, very nerdily good at it.
Really?
It- There was a Montreal Regionals where John Verrill and I were walking through the stacks at I think Gamer Vault's newer location on DeSel,
Hmm.
and we did a game where like he would just point to one of the data packs hang down, and I would be able to name the card that was the art of the pack, and
Oh,
like
that is,
from there, that's not too bad. But I think like from there, once I know what one of the cards in the pack is, and it's not always in the pack, but I
that's
think
the
I can
thing.
really
Yeah,
identify.
it's not always in the pack.
Yeah, I think like up to Moonbad, I would be able to do like better than 75% on on a quiz on what's in this data pack.
You ready?
Okay, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this.
All right, so we're gonna do 2 large set, 12 small sets. You can change this as you will, but these are the numbers that Nisei's working with for the first tournament. And then I think we just hit
Enter.
click on the header to come back to that. What do we hit? What do we hit?
What did you hit?
Draw set. I got it. On a company retreat, so I don't know I'll be able to watch, but I'm looking forward to catching VOD later. Yes, I'm going to enjoy the retreat.
Terminal directive. Hmm.
No! Not
I
Terminal
know.
Directive!
Yeah. Reroll your stats.
Oh, that's bad.
No, you were supposed to do.
And revised
It's a
core set. Okay.
It's 3D large sets drop the lowest, and terminal directive is the lowest.
Okay. So Terminal Directive is a bit of a weird set. It was the sort of like narrative set that came out with a campaign. Honestly, not a very good product overall. A lot of the cards too were problematic and ended up Terminal Directive got banned out actually pretty quickly. We got to draw 12 sets, Pat. You got to name a card from each of these sets. Oh yeah,
Okay.
we have Laguna, that's true. Fear and Loathing.
I can do this. I can do this. Fear and Loathing is not the last card. I think it's like the one with the shit. I failed. But no, I'll say Starlight.
Crusade funding?
Yeah.
Okay. Robert says we're playing moons. Yeah, that's kind of the issue. Is it's worth noting there's
Yeah.
no ban list. If you got one of the legal packs, which this randomizer will all give you legal packs, like you can play all the cards in it. So that's like I'm gonna say not exactly an issue, but yeah, like we have no reason not to play Estelle Moon and everything. Hey cat, how's it going? Play Terminal Directive Cowards. Yeah, we're gonna do what's the HB identity? Satyr in Terminal Directive?
Yeah, it's Satyr, Scorpio.
Benjamin, where's this website program? Let me just post this in chat. You can find it on r/Netrunner. lostgeek made this. Restream will post that in the chat. Okay, next we got the source, Pat. I don't know where to put our faces. I guess it makes more sense to put them up here.
Oh, the source is from Lunar, right?
Yeah, but what's
Did we
in
get
it?
Rachel in that one? And
Probably.
and I think that's the one we got, like, not fermenter. Is it harvester, the virus that ticks up until you can put all its virus counters on another one? Boy, I'm
Mm,
bad at this thing that I
no,
definitely said
it's
the
not.
wrong name.
Harvester's nice. You're thinking of incubator.
Yeah,
Malatempora has a
Malatempora.
Kais in it. I'm guessing bishops in this one.
Mhm.
Will you
Yeah.
both make a deck each on either side? Yeah, Daojin, we're gonna make 2 decks. How's it going, by the way?
Mhm.
Don't forget to post the query string in
Malatempora.
chat. Sads, we're totally gonna do it.
Yep.
Magnum Opus reprint.
Oh, interesting. So those are the champion design cards,
Those are nutty
right?
good cards.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
That's like border control and slot machine.
Mhm.
Okay. You can draw these all at once, by the way. We decided to do this because it's more fun.
Oh, this is more fun for sure.
Uprising. I know, Pat. That's
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's not legal. We looked this up.
Right, we did see that. We did say that was not legal.
I can't believe Fencer. That's Fencer Fueno as the icon, right?
Oh, maybe you're right. I thought it was the Beanstalk being rebuilt. The
I
Universe
think
of
it's Fueno.
Tomorrow.
Universe of
I like.
Tomorrow has tour guide.
It's also got Fisk.
Yes, that's
That's a card in. I'm not saying
great.
we'll play Fisk. But I'm not saying we'll play Fisk, but it has. Although Fisk and Terminal
Oh,
Directive.
Cat. Yeah, you're right. Crowdfunding is in reprint.
Mhm.
Okay, Liberated Mind. Yep.
Oh, that's got like
Jeeves.
uh Liberated Cella or Enlightened Cella. I can't remember.
Artist Colony. Artist Colony is that?
I think that's in the
Sensen,
first,
yeah.
maybe.
Cello, let's go up and over. Okay, more lunar stuff. It's worth noting the sets are generally more powerful the later you get, and like the cool thing is everyone's playing the same meta. Like this is the first data
Yeah,
pack. That's the
what
first
lies
data
ahead.
pack. So
Very
this is
happy
like
to
what
see
Brain
what lies ahead.
Trust,
Janice,
Ash.
we've got Wizard, Imp is in there.
I
That's
think
a
Ash
useful
is in
card.
this one too, or no?
Ash is in that. Yeah, Ash is in that one. Helpful AI. I think Up and
Helpful
Over
AI.
features Leela.
Oh, okay.
Opening moves. There
That's
we go.
that's Jackson,
That's a good
right?
pack. That's Jackson.
So
Yep.
we have Jackson Howard. We don't have access to Spin Doctor.
hmm
Duplicates with a revised, so we can play 6 of the same card. Am I right? I'm
Double
kidding.
Time definitely has Caprice, right?
I think it might have Caprice. It also,
Or
does it have Lucky Find because of the double?
it might have Lucky Find. It was a big double pack. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so our Starlight Crusade is going to be good. And Fear the Masses, which has
Fear the
Fear the
Masses.
Masses in it. Okay. So
hmm
the cool thing here, because it's really, really difficult to look at all these cards and try and build a cohesive deck. And I think this is a very important thing to practice on Saturday is how to use Network DB in your like best interest to see what you can look at. And Pat, I probably think the
hmm
time should have started by now, but we're going to just kind of keep it loose. But I think the most important thing, this is what I would do, and maybe you disagree with me, is that once you have your list, if you go here to generate links, it should give you this. And this is really important because if you highlight
Oh,
this
Yep.
and then you go to Netrunner, DB, I just typed in Netrunner and got confused. And then if you go to card search, if I'm not mistaken, if you do E
Mm,
colon to search for expansion and you paste this, it'll basically only show you all the cards from the expansion,
I
from the
believe you're.
query, because this is basically just.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's right.
We don't have it. We don't have down the white. Well, Democracy and
Oh no,
Dogmas.
sorry, you're right, because this shouldn't have a space in it. Yes,
Mhm.
like this.
That makes
So
sense.
So this is basically expansion equals, and then this is a concatenation of different, the abbreviations for all the different sets we have. And this is not something you need to know. The randomizer will just give it to you. And this is good because I can share this link right now into the chat. So now all you can go paste that in NetRunDB and build alongside us. Now, what I was going to say, I think the thing that I would always do when I start this is basically run through the cards quickly and like look at any specific power cards and kind of see what jumps out at us and use that as a
Absolutely.
jumping off point of where to build. And also importantly, what we think we have to build against. Like if we see a Stell Moon and then a bunch of other assets, like we might think we need a deck. Like maybe we would actually consider playing Wizard, right? Which I think is an option.
Mm. Yep.
But what I would also do is I'm going to set by faction and I'm going to search by images only. I think you see less cards per page, but it's incredibly visual. So we can just kind of slide through here and then kind of yell at whatever jumps out to us.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna sort the same way.
Cool. It makes links to
Um,
see. Oh, does it actually just give you straight up links for Runner and Corp? That's actually smart too. So apparently these links just open up to the exact same page with Runner and Corp divided. That is quite
mm,
clever too. I think that's actually better than what we're doing by a small margin.
okay.
I'm just going to go do images, search, images, search. If you want these links, I'll post them too. This is Corpo. Sorry, it's a salad. And this is Runner. Again, another salad. Enjoy that URL.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're starting with Corp, right?
Yes. Okay. So we're going to go fast because, again, we were meant to do this in 45 minutes. Off the top, powerful things. We have Vacheron. We have Vitruvius. I think those are the only agendas I'm excited to play. Brain rewiring, in theory, is a very legitimate win condition.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually
it has
quite strong. And successful field test is also quite strong if you do a Stell Moon and assets.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we've
Otherwise,
got Estelle.
yeah.
Uh,
And speaking
oh,
of
we've also
Stell,
got
we have Cybernetics Court. We have team
and
sponsorship.
sponsorship. Yeah.
Bastir Boga. All this stuff is really strong if you want to mash out some assets, which is actually quite impressive. Maryland is also not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got to go a bit fast. In terms of ice, we have the good stuff. We have Drafter and Architect, which is quite nice.
Ooh, nice.
We've we have access to Brainstorm, which is fine. Next ice I'm not really excited about. I'm not sure if we need Magnet, but otherwise I think that's the best that we have here. In terms of identities, nothing flashy so far. Well, we only have 2 HB identities and they're both kind of toilet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Stronger Together and Satyr. Those are actually quite bad.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a
Yeah.
big deal. If I'm not mistaken, Accelerated Diagnostic, is that in the same pack as Power Shutdown or no?
I thought it was. I thought they came out together.
Yeah. Which, if those who are not familiar with, oh yeah, it's Malatempora. Oh no. Okay, so and we have spent Jackson Howard, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not mistaken, if those are not familiar, and these are the sort of things that like all players who've been playing for a while might have a better idea. There is a lot of ridiculous power you can do if you have the pack with Malatempora, any of the pack with the Malatempora pack, and you have Jackson Howard. And these are accelerated diagnostics combos. The way this works for the uninitiated is that Power Shutdown is a card that you can play as long as the runner's made a run, and then you can trash X cards at the top of R&D. Ignore the rest of the text. And you can go ahead and you can trash the entirety of your deck. You can trash every single card, so your deck has 0 cards in it. You can follow that up by installing Jackson Howard. Hopefully, maybe he was on the table already. And then you can use Jackson Howard to, at instant speed, take 3 cards from your archives, which will be your entirety of your deck. So you basically have full choice of these 3 cards, and shuffle them into your deck. Now your deck will be exactly 3 cards, which you know what they are, and you can play Accelerated Diagnostics to play 3 operations for a single click. Now we don't know what kind of cards we have to support this combo, but it's totally worth watching out for these sort of things where you want to kind of like keep mind of what pieces you have and what they enable you to do. But the fact that we have Accelerated Diagnostics and Power Shutdown and Jackson Howard means we can get a combo deck off. Did Power Shutdown get errata? Not as far as I know. I don't think so. Did it? Anyone check on to build a deck to play against our boys? Not volunteering. Stronger Together by Raids Work Crew is pretty good. I think Stronger Together is going to be so far behind the curve of what's possible in this format.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What else we got? We got Tranquility Homegrade. We don't got Mana Guard, but we got Ash, and that's largely all it is for HB, which is looking good. It's just the ideas of the really hard part for HB, so we might want to asset spam if we're going to go that way in a different faction.
For sure.
Because the Stell Moon's not a lot of influence. Okay. Keeping on through, we're at Shinteki. So far, absolutely garbage agenda suite.
I mean, Nisei Mark II.
Yes, that's the best one.
I mean, if we're doing Estelle Moon and we've got Turtlebacks, that's something.
Turtlebacks is good. Yeah, for one influence, Turtlebacks is pretty good if you want to spam assets, that's for sure. We have access to Ronin and Genex Pavilion too, and we don't have the -2 hand size guys. So in theory, you could like maybe play a trap deck. We don't have access to Snare. We have Sundew.
No, we do.
Oh, we do have access to Snare. Excuse me. Yeah. So
we also have Engram Flesh. It's not banned.
Correct. Engram Flesh is here. That's very, very strong. Shinobi is technically a lethal ice, but not very reliable.
Himitsu Baku. Remember
Yeah,
when we used to play Himutsu just because we were desperate for a
we
barrier into
needed a
Techie?
barrier. Yeah, this is not very good. We have access to industrial genomics, and that is
That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be tempting.
that's just a bit of taint in the water, you know? That is just gonna push everyone in the wrong direction very quickly. I think we could do something disgusting with
Y-
this.
a a bit of taint in the water. Andre 2021.
We don't have Sting,
Hmm.
which is actually a big problem. We have Sundew. I don't know if we can fill the archive, so it might not be totally reasonable. We'll see. Susano?
Yeah,
Susano's not in the set. She's from
Honor Profit.
Honor Prophet, yeah. IG Moons, here we go. I know, like it's possible. Kakarembo does work well in IG.
Oh, potentially, yeah. And we've got Caprice.
Yeah, we do have Caprice, and that's a really big deal. That you can actually probably just build mid-range anything with Caprice and feel pretty okay about it.
Hmm.
All right, we got to go through again. We only have 45 minutes to make a decision on the yellow
We have
agenda suite.
3 5 3s, and
Wow.
then we've got a couple of good ones. We've got Project Beal. Well,
Power
yeah, I guess,
shutdown.
okay.
I'll fill the archives. Yeah, it
Hmm.
feels good. Bologna is obviously very good. Restructured data pool is abstractly very good. And I believe, are we OG core set?
Aren't we revised Corset?
I honestly don't remember. No, we're
I
core
think,
two. Yeah, we're revised. Yeah. Okay, so we don't
yeah.
have we don't do we have making news? No, we'll find out.
No, we must. We must. So there's Jackson, of
Yeah,
course.
Jackson's good. In theory, making news like restructured data pool, city surveillance, you can build well, city surveillance is not that important, but you can build the sort of like mean, prison lock
Hmm.
deck. Gold farm is also legal in this format.
True.
Oh man, I love
Um,
troll. One of my favorite ice.
Data Raven's back.
Raven's back, slot machine's back.
Oh, you know what we've got?
Oh, game net.
GameNet, Gold Farmer.
Pat, we're not playing game net. We're never playing
Okay.
game net. Game net is
Harishandra.
so boring. Yeah,
You know.
excuse me. Yeah, making news is possible. Game net is honestly fine. 17 influence is something I think I often forget. And with a really
Mhm.
strong ability, especially that we can play gold farmer, pop-up window. There's probably a lot of other things. Ash works with ability for sure.
We've got exchange of information.
Oh, yo, currents get really weird because not everyone has access to currents in the same way. I'm not sure if we have any currents in this format.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. Like, there must be some currents in Terminal Directive, but I can't remember what they are.
You think? We've
I don't
ganked.
know.
We have
True.
psychographics, and this is the thing that we have to watch out for. Like we have to define our win conditions for sure. So psychographics is a straight win condition. I think that's the most obvious win condition we've seen so far, besides Caprice.
Hmm. C source exchange.
C source. We don't have exchange though, do we?
Yeah, we do.
What?
Yeah,
Oh shit! Damn. Okay, yeah, that's a really good shout out. Yeah. Okay, exchange is
yeah.
actually a really big deal. We got to remember we
Hmm.
have that. We don't have mid seasons, but we have C source. We don't have hard hitting news.
Hmm.
Okay. Wayland Agenda
Uh,
Suite.
why am I not seeing Wayland's IDs here? We do
They
have
come
Terminal
they come
Directive.
later. They're in like a weird
Oh,
order.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot the
What do
moon,
I
let's
see
go.
here?
Sangren, if we have blue sun, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Hostile, Atlas.
Hostile Atlas is obviously very strong. Getting
Hmm.
Atlas is just good, but that was in revised core, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise, nothing I'm too excited to play. Geothermal fracking is like playable as long as you go
yeah.
fast
It,
enough.
it was also in What Lies Ahead, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, number 17, that
Um,
tracks.
yeah.
Okay.
Illegal Arms Factory. Oh, sorry, I'm on the next page.
No, you're good.
Uh, Illegal Arms Factory isn't bad.
Zealous
I
Judge is actually a win condition. That's something we have to watch
Yep.
out for.
I like a dedicated response team. Elizabeth Mills. Those could be fun.
Tour guide's a really big deal if we want to go horizontal. That's one of the strongest pieces
Yes.
of ice. It's like very narrow what cards can deal with this, and there's no parasite in the format, no chisel in the format. I don't think there's any ice destruction in the format, period, unless it's like very
Mm.
niche.
I think.
Otherwise, sorry.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, border control, of course.
Yeah,
IRS.
I like RS. This format's cool. It really is cool. Ooh, we have blue sun.
Yep.
We have
Okay.
wait. We have
We've got
Janice.
Grendel.
We have Janice.
We've got Janice.
We don't have
I don't think we have. Well, no. Was that in Rise Corset? Maybe.
what? No.
The eye, the eye that wakes them up.
The eye that makes them up? What are
You
you
know,
talking about?
the oversight
Oh, I
AI.
would say that. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
We have
Um.
Hadrian's, but Blue Sun's always really fun. Scorpius is
Mhm.
abstractly pretty strong, but I
Oh,
think
we
the
got
only power card we'll have is Hunter Seeker.
Hunter Seeker. Yeah.
Hunter Seeker is strong for sure. The thing is, like, I'm not sure if Scorpius's ability is going to be that relevant, right? Like, because Scorpius is really
Mhm.
strong with things like we have Roto Turret. I don't think we have Marcus Batty, but like, Anarchs with bin breakers. I don't think we're going to have any bin breakers to worry about. So I'm not sure
Yeah, I
how
think we
impactful Scorpius is going to be.
we do have to think about like simul chip, but really that's not a lot
Simulship
on its own.
uprising? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
I think it is. I think it is.
And that's the thing.
Uh,
It's like we want to see the runner set and be like, oh wow, criminal looks really strong, and then we can use that to put our decisions. Which is why we should go through this pretty. Wait, Kat, are they errata? Did they errata power shutdown? Because I can't seem to. Janktivist suggested that, but I can't see anything. Oh no, I don't get it. Anywho, we have consulting visit, abstractly quite strong for
mhm.
combo deck. We're coming to the end here. Punitive is a win condition that's worth keeping in mind. We have access to Sandbox, which is obviously quite strong, but I don't think we have any other cards that have the word virus on it. False Lead's pretty good for a horizontal deck if you want to go for a kill. But again, we have no meat damage besides Punitive, if I'm not mistaken.
We've got NAPD contract.
That's a good card.
Hmm.
This is unassumingly one of the strongest cards for a really long time in the game, especially when economy is a bit more limited. We have Honey
Yeah.
Farm if we want to play IG. Am I right? Honestly, if that's our shock, I think we'll be okay with it.
All right, fine. Um,
Pad campaign.
oh,
We have Excalibur,
God,
which is nice.
paper wall. Oh yeah, Excalibur could be nice.
Yeah, Excalibur is something that people are
Oh, we
generally
have
not
paper
prepared for.
wall and vanilla in the same pack. That's lovely.
What?
No, we've got paper wall and the cooler paper
Oh
wall.
yeah, we have access to both. Yeah, so Paper Wall's one strength, so take that on Makua.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, we have Self Destruct, which is always the most fun card.
Hmm.
Okay, so I don't think there's anything. I think there's a lot of options. I don't think Jinteki looks very strong outside of IG. I don't think HP looks really strong outside of horizontal.
Hmm.
I think Wayland, we have access to. I'm not sure how good our money is. I don't think we saw any big money events or operations. We have access to the transaction one, but I don't think we have very strong economy. It's just like Beanstalk, right?
Yeah, but we also have IPO in this set. Um,
Oh yeah, IPO is from TD. Yeah, totally. That's important.
yep.
Okay. So we'll keep that in mind. Did I miss IPO? Where's IPO at? Last page?
It's way at the back. Way at the back. No, not IPO. I meant
No, IPO. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Oh, it is IPO. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought I meant what's the other one that came out in restructuring is what we don't have.
Yeah, we
But
don't
still,
have
IPO
restructuring.
IPO is solid.
How much time's left in the draft? Honestly, no idea. I think we're maybe we started at like 9:09, so 30 minutes.
Hmm.
All right, let's go with the runner real quick. So we want to
Okay.
only shout out the real strong stuff, like the burners here. Inject, immensely powerful.
Hmm.
Fear the masses abstractly. Stim hack. People are gonna use the
We've
stim
got
hack, that's for
yeah,
sure.
we've
I,
got labor rights.
we have Keiko and all the companions, which is quite strong.
True.
Otherwise, okay. Anarchs, Wizard, Hoshiko, Rain. Hoshiko's just so easy to play and is always going to be okay.
Hmm.
Wizard,
Yeah, wizard can potentially be good in this meta that
yes. If
probably has a lot of assets.
And I think
Seems like
you wouldn't be surprised to see that many assets. You also, with
it.
runner, I
Yeah.
think you do have to pay attention to breaker suites. You always can splash influence for other breaker suites, but you want to see like what's our best factor, what's our best killer, what's our best decoder, and you might find yourself in a situation where things are looking pretty bad. Because right now,
I
looking at
want.
this row, this is just like utility stuff.
Yes. We got incubator was the name of the card. I
Mhm.
wonder if they calculated it so that it's impossible for the runners to not have access to a full suite of breakers. That must be impossible. That surely that no matter what.
I would guarantee that's very difficult to calculate.
Yeah, I didn't know, but I think like every big box has a full suite, is what I would guess.
Like,
Maybe.
yeah, not,
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
maybe,
Now
yeah,
that,
yeah, maybe.
okay. Well, I'll think about that. Anyways, we've got,
So
of
our
course,
anchor breakers are pretty
Morning
bad.
Star. Yeah.
Knight is good. Odori is
Mhm.
fine. Mimic is good. But otherwise, like if we have to break barriers, it's Morningstar or bust. If I'm not mistaken, that's not going to be good for us. So we want to make sure in
Ooh.
decoders we are not playing Force of Nature.
Yeah.
Hasika,
Next
Sasuke's play
page.
spoken like a man who had remembered to physically play for ID in a year. Yeah, I know.
DDoS.
Armada, real quick, what's going on? We're playing Random Access Memories, which is a format that Nisei is starting their first tournament on Saturday. Basically, you generate a random list of sets based off of their like guidelines, and we have like 45 minutes to 2 hours to build decks. DDoS, Pat, yeah, you're totally right. DDoS is
Mhm,
definitely
mhm.
worth knowing. What
Not
else?
seeing a lot else resource wise.
Liberate's
I
great.
like. Yep.
Yeah, Liberate's quite good. But God's fine.
Mhm.
If we go on a criminal, bravado is really strong.
Very happy with Fisk.
Yeah, fist is not the worst.
Mhm.
Otherwise, a lot of not good stuff.
Running interference was the card I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. Inside
Not a
job
good
is worth noting that exists. In
card.
terms of
Yeah.
consoles, what options do we
Uh,
have?
got
Blackguard,
Boomerang. Blackguard.
Swift.
Wow.
Oh yeah, boomerang's important. We have
Mhm.
special order, which is good. Uh, I love Blackguard.
Mm.
Otherwise, no, we don't have Leela, but we have
Oh,
Steve and Gabe, and I think I'd rather play Steve than Gabe.
yeah, for sure. I feel like you're kind of ignoring Fisk, but sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore Fisk. I
We're
think we've
gonna
all
we're gonna
decided.
ignore
Hold
Fisk.
on, I can move the camera so we cover it.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Bagot's fine.
Mhm.
I've lost so many games to Bagot. For sure, Bagot could win, but it's not like the first card you put into a deck. It's like, oh, that's a cute 45th
I
card.
I think I faced it twice at Worlds, like a deck that featured Bagot twice.
Yeah.
Um, Aurora, the card that they wished they could have put in Borealis, but they never get the chance to.
In terms of
Uh,
stealth, like we've seen a couple stealth pieces. We have Switchblade and we have the other killer from Uprising, After Image.
after I think we have the Silencer too, right?
Ooh,
To get
maybe.
the criminal stealth credit.
Yeah, okay. Abigail
Yeah.
is fine. Lustig is
Yeah.
fine.
Hmm.
Damara and Mammon is fine. Yeah, criminals have a full breaker with the Grifter breakers, which is nice.
Hmm. I used to put Gorman Drip in every deck.
Gorman's
Uh,
fun.
Crowdfunding, of
Ooh,
course.
Maxwell is a busted card.
Oh
Wasn't
yeah.
this errated? Maxwell's hard errated, right? Yeah. It says trash deres a piece of ice protecting a remote server. Uses ability owned during the next paid ability window after successful run on HQ ends. Okay, so they've eroded this actually pretty substantially. Because
Oh, okay. So you can't use it during a run, and then to prevent them from even thinking about resing it again, you have to make a run and then use it to make a run on
and
HQ.
then
Use it
immediately
immediately.
derez something. Yes, exactly. There's no like
Yes.
you can't do it during encounter, so they can't re-res it.
Yeah.
Okay, crowdfunding incredibly strong. I think that's actually a good reason to consider playing criminal. It's
Hmm.
also it's a fair bit of influence. Otherwise, that's that shaper.
Hmm.
That happened early after TV release. Yo, I don't think it was actually super early. I think it was a fair bit after.
That we spent a long time with
Yeah.
Maxwell being very frustrating.
Yes.
Uh, deep data mining. I don't think we have the tools to support a 0 MU rig, but there
No.
was a time when that card would have been like that was in every like three of in my Sunny decks for a while.
Yo, indexing though, that's the one to watch.
Indexing is great. Notoriety, maybe.
Wait, indexing was
Modded
in
is helpful.
revised core set?
Yeah.
What? Wild. Yeah, indexing is honestly one of the stronger win conditions we've seen so far. Because like we haven't seen a lot of multi-access. We've seen
Hmm.
HK, I think a bit of HQ pressure. I think we saw Moose Safecracker, and I think indexing besides deep data mining might be the only multi-access we've seen.
An HQ interface, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that was
Mm.
in the core too. Yeah, maybe R&D interfaces in here too. We have
Um,
Maker's Eye, of course, but I'd rather indexing over Maker's Eye most always. Anacom's good. Astrolabe's good.
Astrally might be great in this.
Yeah.
There's more stealth.
Oh, it's just Island Chaos Theory. That's embarrassing.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's rough.
that's
I
boring.
mean, I feel like I'd rather play Isla, but that's
Yeah,
not
no,
good.
no. I'd rather play Island than Chaos Theory.
But I feel like there's enough for like criminal stealth. Like they'd have to import some Shaper things, but like criminal has more stealth things than Shaper in this.
The thing is, like, we don't know enough about the meta, but I'm not convinced that stealth is the right call for a meta that has like a Stell Moon in it.
Of course, yeah.
I don't know, but I reckon like, because I don't know what you build your deck after, but like a Stell Moon looks like abstractly the most powerful thing, unless people do Glacier and then run, Caprice, which
Hmm.
yeah, then you do want stealth perhaps.
Yeah,
Mantel's a really good stealth program.
yeah, yeah.
Zoo is fine. 2 influence decoder, it's fine. What else we got?
uh,
We should have Gordian.
SMC.
Yeah, no
Oh,
regrets.
Degdeer is helpful in some situations.
Yeah,
Uh, we have Alpha and Omega. That's nice.
Opus.
Magnum Opus.
Huh.
Hmm.
Huh.
We have the helpful AI and the more helpful AI.
Yeah. Opus is quite interesting. I don't think we have anything like Vamp or any way to like really use those credits meaningfully. And we have Laguna Velasco District, which is a very, very, very
Mm.
powerful card. I don't think we have access to Faust or any way to like translate those credits into anything else. Oh,
We've
wow.
got rebirth in a format where we have very few IDs to rebirth into.
That's neat, though.
Sacrificial construct, yeah.
Yeah.
Blackmail. Hmm.
There's no Valencia. There is frame job, but I don't think that's worth doing.
Yeah. There's
Uh,
the lucky find.
Lucky Find's good.
Plascrete.
Plascrate's
Plascrete,
interesting.
but there's not enough to use it on.
Yeah, it's like punitive, I think it's the only thing.
Hmm.
DreamNet's abstractly good. Daily Cast is great.
Turning
Turning
wheel.
Wheel, that's good. I think you do need to play Turning Wheel in this format, unless you're on indexing. And that's largely it.
Shadow Net.
ShadowNet? Wait, actually? Oh, that we don't have any strong run events besides indexing.
Mm.
Right? Like there's no account siphon spam? Huh.
Hmm.
Where do we want to start?
Interesting. Jeez. Boy. Let's start with Corp.
Okay.
We were ruling out factions, right? We were ruling out Shinteki, ruling out HB, I think.
Yes. So I think this might be a bit tricky, but one thing you can do, and you definitely need to do when you're starting this, I'm just going to start and make us what ID will we access to? Stronger Together, System Core 2019.
Yeah.
But one thing you can definitely do, Frank, the shaper IDs are Isla and
Chaos
Theory.
Theory?
Yeah.
Hmm.
If you go to your collection here, you can go none, and then you can put in the collection so that the deck building is actually pretty simple. I don't know if there's a way to copy paste this in or whether we have to do it by hand, but Pat, can you name me the things?
Once I only have them in their tiny format.
Okay.
Unless I go, one second, I'm gonna sort by name.
I have them here. It says Terminal Directive Revised Core. So TD Revised Core Set. Okay.
All right, Okay, I'll start listening. So Double Time.
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry.
Spin.
Yep.
Fear and Loathing from Spin.
Yep.
Fear the Masses from
Uh-huh.
Mumbad. Magnum Opus reprint.
Magnum Opus reprint. That's just called. Oh yeah. Okay.
Malatempora from Spin.
Yeah.
Opening Moves.
Yeah. We got most of the spin cycle.
Yeah. Revised Corset.
Yeah.
Next is Terminal Directive, of course.
Got it.
Next is Liberated Mind from Mumbad.
Uh-huh.
The Source from Lunar.
Source from Lunar. Apparently, Doom Red made a tool for all the cards to help you. Oh, that'd be cool, actually, Jackson.
Universe of Tomorrow from Sansan. Up and Over from Lunar.
Okay.
And Uprising from Ashes. And there might be a little... Yeah, and then What Lies Ahead.
What Lies Ahead, the first pack. Okay, that's our only Genesis pack. Okay, cool. So is that 12? One. I'm going to just assume that's right. But now, like, you can see on the screen, it's much more approachable if you want to build an ID. Like, if we're looking at HB, these are the agendas we have access to. What do you want to do? What is our game plan?
I mean, I wasn't seeing like a lot of convincing win conditions, except for like overwhelm them with asset ability. But then what? Like, how do you win with that? What are the win conditions for assets in this pool?
Fast event.
Fast fans, of course.
And tour guide. Yeah, I think that's what you do.
Mhm.
Excuse me. So let's look at neutral and HB. Evidence collection. Oh, wait, we have to determine terminal directive. How do we stop the terminal directive campaign cards? There we go. Okay. Horizontal seems risky with crowdfunding. Yeah, Kat, you might have a point there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have RPC if so combo that with Ares and wipe the board? Parallel. RPC. So yeah, actually, we don't have shipment from Sansan. Like, what combos do we possibly have off Accelerated Diagnostics combo? I don't think we have any operations that work well with it. Right? Because like shipment, it's what you need shipment for Sansan. That's an option. You could do shipment from Mirror Morph. That's one option. Do we have shipment from Mirror Morph? I don't think so.
Like, does it work with Biotic?
It does, but you have to pay for the Biotic.
Yeah, but if we're going for assets, we've got Estelle, Bass, team sponsorship. If that's what we want to do, that's what we can start with.
Well, let's start here.
Okay.
Pretty sure we're gonna play IG, man. Okay, so team sponsorship's obviously good. I have the agendas selected as well. That's why it's so long. Oh, we have a Stellman, which is fantastic. We have IT department. Oh, we have IT department.
Let's not.
Let's just pretend we didn't see it. Maryland campaign is fantastic. Cybernetics court's obviously quite good because our hand size is going to be a problem. And we could probably play 1 or 2 Bass Boga. All these have rotated, but I think we're going to go down here to legality and just say Wild West.
Is there a casual?
Yeah, it's a casual play option.
Can we do Adonis, do you think?
I think Adonis is just worse than Maryland.
Okay.
Because we can't ice our stuff up, right? Yeah, Giles, enjoy the ashes. Okay. Otherwise, if we just look through the factions, we do have access to turtlebacks, which I think is probably playable.
Yeah, for sure.
On yellow, I'm just gonna go through all the assets. We have Jackson, which is fantastic. We definitely play that.
Mhm.
Franchise City is 5 influence. On the Wayland
Oh wow.
side, we have nothing.
Eh,
And then neutral, maybe Bad Campaign.
yeah, I guess so.
Maybe.
And were you serious about Honey Farm?
If we're playing industrial genomics, yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
Cat, we're not playing IT department. Come on. We can. So do 3 architects. That's obviously quite good.
Yep,
I think, do we also
for
do
sure.
drafter as well?
I don't.
They take a similar
Sure, I
slot.
guess.
Why not?
Yeah, they take a similar slot. That's why not. You said it yourself.
So we don't have access to
Um,
anything like a Fairchild, right? Like we want a big, beefy, just like workhorse.
mhm.
But like the closest we
Well,
have is like an HE 1.0, which is not exactly what we want. Like the ice suite in HV is actually quite bad.
you don't get any bigger or beefier than Janice from
We
accounting. Let's
can't
do
do
it.
Janice. 15.
Fine.
Whoa. Yeah, like
Hmm.
the rest of the package here is actually quite bad. Like our ice suite is a terminal directive ice suite, which is awful.
Mm.
Like all the terminal directive IHB ice, none of this ever saw play.
Oh yeah.
Like home guard is not good. Luckily the trace doesn't care about success, so that's that's good for you. Tapestry's
Mhm,
okay. It's not it's actually like really taxing, but it just wasn't worth the slot classically.
mhm.
I wonder if there's anything we can do with it. If you play Scyther, it's obviously a lot better.
I mean, it is a code gate, and it's something that will almost always fire, right? Like it's so taxing to get through.
Yeah. It's also quite expensive at 5.
Yeah, and you can use it to protect HQ or R&D very effectively.
Yeah, R&D is the best.
Hmm.
It's okay. It's
Hmm.
fine. Wait, look at neutral real quick. Oh, wait. We can play all the broken like band stuff. Like we can play I wouldn't say gold farmer exactly, but we can definitely play slot machine.
Mm,
We
for
could
sure.
consider playing even Engram Flesh. I don't even know. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tapestry's fine. As a
eh,
one of Tapestry's fine. I think you're right, Extran. It's not like amazing, but it's annoying.
Yeah, and like border control doesn't seem useful in this particular meta because, or in this deck because we're not going to be building towers of ice, right?
Oh no, we're gonna do tour guide 3 times.
Yeah.
I hope we don't need any more influence. Otherwise, neutral, what do we have access to? I think we want barriers. Barriers is actually pretty hard, but this is a deck that's actually pretty okay to play vanilla.
Vanilla seems fine. Yeah.
Yeah, vanilla's fine. Because we're drawing
What
a
was
heck of a lot with the Stell Moon.
what was Weir? I don't remember. I know Weir was in Terminal
Beer was
Directive. I don't remember.
it's a code gate that was like a mix between Enigma and
Right.
Data Pike or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Right. I think that was meant to be like what would be a mix of an HB and Wayland card or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Which is a cool design space. If this thing was like 4 strength, I think it would be more interesting. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't think it changes that much. You still pick it for 3.
Yeah.
Okay, hedge fund.
So wait, we are doing stronger together. We're
Oh
switching to Satan, right?
no. Oh, I guess we're yeah. What does Satyr even say? I forgot what Satyr says. Satyr says if they spend or lose a click.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm goofing it up. Remember, you have to do this in 45 minutes. Uh, Identity.
What are you doing? What
I
are you
got it.
doing?
So Satyr, the first time the runner loses or spends a click during a run, you may add 1 card from archives to the top of R&D. That's abstractly quite strong if we can trigger that.
Mhm.
Because if we trigger that, we can recur things like Estelle Moon. So we'll see. Exciting. Do we have
Yeah,
access to Quandary as well?
I think we do. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of amazing.
Hmm.
I feel like we already have too much ice though.
Yeah, but yes, for sure, get rid of that.
13 ice
Maybe
is a
just
lot for this list.
yeah. I want to keep Tapestry
Okay.
because
Well,
Tapestry also is a quick taxing thing. In fact, why don't we do Enigma just in case?
Enigma's fine.
Um.
Oh yeah, Enigma works really well. I see what you mean.
Mhm.
Yeah, the proper weir. Yeah, Enigma's
The
quite
cooler
good.
Weir.
Okay. What else can we
Um.
do? We want them to make them to lose or spend clicks. This we could probably play 3 hedge funds. I'm not sure it's
Yeah.
entirely necessary. Upgrades. Okay, let's look at HB stuff.
You don't want to do. IPO, you think we've got enough money with the assets?
Generally, you didn't see IPO in lists like this because they're more valuable cards are their assets.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, team sponsorship and stuff. It's hmm.
Okay.
Biotic.
Sorry, Diagnostic, Archive Memories, Biotic Labor, yeah. There's nothing that we can force them to spend clicks, right? Oh, Reclamation Order. This is also, you can do some combo nonsense. We're just short one good combo card. We do have shipment for Mirror Morph. Wait a second. So we accelerate Diagnostics, we can install like 9 cards. There's no way that's a game-winning play, right?
no, that is a game-losing play. But boy, we look good doing it.
Is it worth playing this if you like massive draw with a Stell Moon and you just like print everything on the table?
Like that for sure works well with a Stell Moon if you've got her on the table, right?
I've never seen these two cards together. UVC is busted, right? It's a triple. Draw 4,
we've
game
got
4.
Cybernetics cord.
Yeah, we have Cybernetics card.
I'm
not too worried. Is blue level just better though? Excuse me. Okay, hold on. So let's see how many ways we can make them lose clicks. Mason Bellamy lets them lose clicks. That's cute, but like it's not game winning. Tranquility Home Grid, that's quite strong.
Yeah, it could be.
We'll do an Ash or two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We've got to start thinking about agendas.
Yeah, and this is where it's going to really fall apart. Wait, what was the brain rewiring combo? And then we just have to do 1 damage, right? No, 2 damage.
2 damage. Yep. Oh, it was brain rewiring and show of force in the same turn?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the right thing?
No, you're right. We don't have show of force, do we? No, we don't. What? Okay.
No.
How do we search text? How do you search? What's the text quandary? X damage. Okay, how can we hurt someone?
Janice.
Rodin? But we have no way to dump a lot of counters clicklessly on this.
Huh.
Punitive? That doesn't work. Damn. That actually doesn't work. Okay, so we can't really do that. Unless it's like super convoluted. Okay, so our agenda suite, 3 Vitruvius, 3 SFTs, 3 Vacheron, done. We have to cut one.
Okay.
So which random access set list is this? The example one, or am I way off? Will, how's it going? This is one that we just generated right now. If you want a link to the sets here, I guess the easiest link we can share is just this pile here. Vulcan cover up does it? Abstractly, I guess. But oh, holy shit. No, you're totally right. Vulcan cover up exactly does it. But you can't play brain wiring and Vulcan cover up in the same deck. I got excited for a second.
Don't tease him.
Okay. This is a good agenda suite, right? We're just over it. We have too many agendas.
No, we've got too many cards.
Oh, yes, you're totally correct.
And we've still got some influence to spend, so
yes.
Maybe one snare would be cheeky. I don't know.
Pat, I'm not put a snare in your deck and win in your HB deck kind of guy.
Come on.
6-10. I think we have too much ice.
We definitely have too much ice. We have 13 ice.
I think the tapestry probably goes, but let's keep it. Architect Tour Guide 15. Okay, so we need to cut like 2 cards. Probably don't do the shipment.
Probably don't do the shipment, and like, are we sure Tranquility? Like, how often are we going to reuse servers for Tranquility's benefit?
I don't know.
That's right. The people want snare.
It's not happening. There's no way it's happening.
We've got 3 influence. That's a snare and a half.
Okay, what do we want? Let's look at assets. I guess we looked at all the assets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we want a way to like close the game out. Do we have shipment from? Do we have Sense and City Grid? We don't. It's not in revised. I totally forgot. If we do ganked, we have Architect Gank Infinite. Whoa, we can install our entire deck.
Oh no.
You can install your entire deck with a Ganked Infinite. How does that help us win?
Install 1 card from Archives or HQ.
Because you reinstall the Ganked with the bottom part, and then you just constantly look at the top 5, and then you can set up basically a perfect. You can do Ganked into Architect and set up an accelerated diagnostics.
Oh no. Okay. We've only got 10 minutes left to build the perfect accelerated diagnostic
It's such a
ganked
tease
architect combo kit.
when we have everything for accelerating diagnostics, but not a payoff. We really don't have a payoff.
That's true. We don't have a way to actually. Again, we look so cool.
Oh, we look
People would talk about
so
this for years.
cool.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I don't got nothing here. Man, dude, how
Come
quickly can we pivot to IG?
on. Where can we put three influence? Like that's one snare, one slot machine, and that's
I'm
the two
not
cards
putting
we need.
Stare on this list. It has
Okay.
nothing to do with the way that we're trying to win.
It absolutely like tapestry is a snare combo card right there.
You've sold me.
Oh my, I did it, folks. We did it. I convinced Andre of a thing. All right. Next up, I'm gonna try and sell him NFTs.
This is a great fight to lose a game with 100 credits. Yo, dude, do you have NFTs? I've been looking for some NFTs, man.
I've got some NFTs. You're gonna love them.
Oh, heck yeah.
I
Okay.
call them depressed elephant NFTs, and
Oh,
we're going to make a fortune.
I'm looking forward to this. I knew gang merge once the timer took down. It always happens.
Uh-huh.
We gotta add one more card before we mint this.
Uh,
Let's see what it
uh,
draws like. I feel like we're just short. Do we not have like? I wish we had another asset that was like, if you don't trash this, you lose.
hmm.
I just don't think we have that. City surveillance is definitely not it. But I wish we had one thing that was just like a, an MCA austerity or like a, I don't know, maybe we just do an ash. We just need a nice way to protect our stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, let's see what this draws like. 5.
Tapestry.
Pat,
Oh,
I think we got a list.
I think we got a list. Let's do it.
14
This
influence.
is
What is this called? Random access. Memories.
Mhm.
V1 should have been IG.
Mhm.
Gonna take a screenshot in case it doesn't save, and let's build a runner.
Okay, let me bring up that runner list again.
Did I save it? Do you mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, can I ask who in the chat is building along with us? Are you all building a decks as well, or is it just us and we're gonna play these monstrosities against each other?
Yeah, we're gonna play
'Cause, like,
Monstrosity against each other.
uh,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure what's gonna happen here. Nothing should ever be IG. Oh no. Oh, Brolock built, and I think they beat us to it.
Oh, nice. Okay, there we go.
6. Okay. Pat, collection. It remembered it. So easy. So we're looking right
Okay.
now at criminal, but I don't think we have to start criminal.
No, I mean, like, Steve feels like probably one of the best IDs
Steve's just
we have
good.
access to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
barring wizard, if we want to like snipe our own deck. Honey says building one, but don't know if I'll be able to play. Oh, bummer. Okay, I'd be excited to, regardless, just see what y'all build though.
Yeah,
Rand's
that'll
building
be
too.
fun to share after we're done. Okay, so
Frank, have fun.
we got career fair. That's interesting. I didn't realize that was in revised.
Yeah. Oh wait, system update 2021. No, you're right. Something's wrong here. Why is system update highlighted? We didn't goof that on the other one, did we?
Chat versus Pat. Chat versus Pat.
Okay, so we don't have career fair. Okay. What else we got? Fisk, forged, hostage, information sifting, inside job. Honestly, not looking too hot here, man.
Fisk.
No. That's how you lose games quickly. Boomerang. Oh, this is not good. Are we playing Shaper?
Shaper with Isla? I mean, Shaper does have the best multi-act. Like, Shaper can win a game, at least.
Yeah, I think we do Shaper because we have Magnum, right? Like, why wouldn't we?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Just, like,
Yeah, hold on.
click for 8,
We're going to
or
do...
click for 6, run.
We're not playing Chaos Theory, are we? No.
No, Isla's the choice
cool.
here, for
Isla's
sure.
the choice.
Yeah.
All right, let's start here. So...
No, a ganked architect deck.
It's going to be good, man. All right, Diesel.
Honey T is saying, my screen is kind of, I have an artifact on my screen. They're saying, do false echo DDoS, please. So
wait, do we have false echo DDoS? Oh, we do have false echo DDoS. But we don't have a payoff, right? Like we don't have Apocalypse, we have Notoriety, but we don't have Hyperdriver. I know this combo came up when Sengun was building, and they had all the pieces for it. I think he actually built a pretty reasonable deck. But the thing is, like, you need explosive multi-axis and like repetitive multi-axis, because like if I'm not mistaken, we don't have medium, we don't have keyhole. So even if we get all the ice off of R&D, there's like no strong way for us to win, and we're only gonna have 4 clicks to do it. But DDoS is one of the strongest cards for sure. If we wanted to play Anarch, the problem is like we need to spend so much influence on breakers with Anarch, which isn't that big of a problem. Yeah, there's notoriety. Notoriety is okay, but I don't think you need to. You just play DDoS. You don't have to false echo for that. I think we're gonna play a weird breaker suite like Adept or whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah. Oh no, not Adept. One of the better ones. I forget. All right, Pat. Not feeling strong about this. We only have 45 minutes. Burn through most of it. Indexing 3x.
Indexing for sure.
Easy.
Modded maybe. Notoriety.
Yeah, mod
maybe.
is fine. Notoriety, okay.
Maker's Eye, like what we're going for a multi-axis.
We have 3 indexing. I don't think we also need Maker's Eye. Maybe we play, maybe we play 1, but I'm not convinced. Hardware. Onicom's fantastic. We need more events, but we'll get there. I'm gonna just put us on casual.
You wouldn't rather do Astrolabe and Astrolabe in this one? I would rather do Astrolabe.
Kind of a meta read. Oh, I just saved the deck. Hold on. Astrolabe like is potentially obviously very good against acid decks, but against non-acid decks, it's way worse than Onicom.
Yeah, but the best corp deck in the meta is an asset deck.
Pat, we made a deck and we had the hubris to call it the best deck in the meta immediately, and I think that's gonna bite us very soon.
Thank you for saying we and taking some of the heat off my back. I do appreciate that. That's a true friend.
Oh, I got you, man.
Okay.
Simulchip's the only thing here, but the console would have to be Ubax, which is like fine. Ubax is fine.
No, we've already got a console.
Oh yeah, never mind. I mean, otherwise, I guess we could consider playing Simulchip. It's just good.
Simulchip could be helpful because we've got SMC as well. We can do just like a toolbox of single.
No, we don't have toolbox.
No, okay.
Okay, Torch. We have Stim
I'll
Hack.
pay 11 to install Torch in my deck.
But we have Stim Hack.
That's true. We've got Stim Hack. Huh.
Like I think we can do stuff like this. Let's play a Torch. Play 3 SMCs. Like let's just play basic Shaper. Savant is each unused MU. So this is like there's actually a lot of reasons why you'd consider playing Chaos Theory. Because we have Deer, we have Savant, we have 5 MU.
Okay. Let's think. But so we've got deep data mining as well.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of cards that benefit from extra MU.
Yeah. You want to pivot?
Yeah, let's pivot to.
So wait, Savant is Sentry Codegate and Adept is Sentry Barrier. There's no Barrier one, right? What's the other one? There's like 3, but they weren't entirely related. Sage, yeah.
Is Sage in the pack? Sage is the AI?
Yeah. No, none of them are AIs for some reason.
Oh, okay, yeah. They all just overlap with each other.
Sage, Savant.
And Deggdeer
doesn't take up anything. So we'd have 5 strength on everything, and then how do we boost the strength? We have Data Sucker.
Well, we've got Data Sucker, yeah.
But we could just like play a bunch of garbage MU cards, like LLDS or whatever.
I like it.
I like this, man.
I like it. Yeah.
yeah. Let's become what we've hated.
And we're gonna put deep data mining, right? Because
yeah.
That's even gonna blow indexing out of the water. I'd rather look at the 5
I
cards.
don't think so.
Access 5. Access 5 cards instead of look at 5 cards.
Look at 5 cards is very good, and rearrange 5 cards is very good. There's a chance that indexing is still better than deep data mining. Real talk.
Most of the time, I think deep data mining at maximum is better than indexing. And
I disagree with you.
It's madness to say otherwise.
Because if indexing misses, you still have so much power to rearrange the deck in a really awkward way. Obviously, indexing you have to run twice, and then they can like shuffle you and all that sort of stuff. But also, indexing you don't deal with traps, which there are traps in the format. Look, we'll pay attention to when we play it, but I don't think it's strictly better. Do we need any of these support cards? Do we want something that gives us more MU?
Well, what do we have? Just the Memory Diamond and Dyson Mem Chip?
Yes. Dinosaurus technically works. Because they're not AIs. Oh, but we'd have to host the Deer on the Dinosaurs. Does that work?
No, Deer's not an icebreaker. Dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, not an icebreaker. Right. Yeah, we also have Cyber Solutions. Indexing good. Yes, it is.
Okay, okay. Is it weird that you're ignoring the person just
No,
above that?
X's 5C is pretty better than look at and rearrange 5. I wouldn't say
Yep.
strictly better in your defense though. There's a lot of matchups in which you wish you'd have the other one. There's a lot of matchups, and rearranging the top 5 is a very powerful effect. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's go. We don't have a lot of time, Pat. Honestly, we have maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, this is fine. What's a breaker suite?
Okay, so our breaker suite. So we're gonna do 3 deck deer, obviously. We're gonna do 1 of each because we can have 3 simulchip, I guess. We have self-modifying code, so we'll do a Sage and Savant. If we lose any of them to Scorpius, we lose the game.
I was about to say, yeah. No, that's not the true.
Why?
Because each of them overlaps. We'd have to lose 2 of them to lose the game. If we have 2 of them in
Brilliant.
play, we have
Brilliant.
all of them covered.
Is there an
Oh
E3
man,
feedback filter or no? Because we have to pay 2 per. Nah, there's no E3. Shit.
No.
Because like 2 per subroutine is bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna definitely need more MU.
Did you already put Magnum Opus in there?
No, that takes up too much MU.
Oh,
Oh, but we do Magnum Opus and only install 2 of them, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think so.
Do we play 3 Opie? Yeah, I guess so. I
Sure.
guess so. Oh boy. Okay. We've spent no influence. Okay, what else do we want? Cybertroop Talent, not very useful. Laguna Velasco is very slow. And our clicks are going to be very busy already on... I'd rather do clickless stuff because we're going to be hitting that Magnum Opus button. Whooping the red dress, does that give you... No, never mind. Helpful AI does not help. Ironically. We could play a single SATCON if we're really worried about destruction, but I don't think we need to. Yeah, these are really bad resources besides Laguna Velasco. For our deck, at least.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of great stuff here.
So I'm going to hit every other button. Okay, Armitage, honestly, would consider it.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think we've read enough. Yeah, Daily Cast for sure.
Was Daily Cast in revised?
No, it's in Ashes.
Oh, it's Uprising, of course. Yeah. Are we gonna do DDoS? We got the memory. We got the influence for it. If we ever need,
we do.
It's hard to think of what turn we're building up to.
It's hard to imagine just a coherent gameplay in general.
Ice Carver, if we're worried about the strength of those things.
Yeah, that's not the worst.
We've got Liberated and we've got Career Fair, just a thought.
I don't think we do Liberated if we have Magnum. Angel Arena is a card name? Yes. And it's a very weird card. I've actually never seen it hit the table. Crowdfunding is terrific. I just don't think we run enough. I think Turning Wheel is definitely worth playing just so we have some HQ pressure. Unless we want to play Bagat. Do we just play Bagat instead? At this point, we'd actually want to consider running Okay, what recursion do we have? Because if we lose if our deep data mining's whiff, I guess we'll play 1 Turning Wheel at least.
Yeah, I was wondering why we got rid of that. Well, we've got... Oh, you got rid of index. I didn't realize you replaced indexing with deep data mining.
Yeah, I think we need a setup. Pouch, how's it going? What else we got? It's career... Oh, we don't have career fair. Sorry, it's not in the set.
Oh, yeah.
Parts of people quest completed. No. We could rebirth into Isla.
If we're worried... No, we don't need retrieval run.
Oh, we should probably put some sure gambles in there.
Stim hack.
Yeah, some stim hacks.
Forgot about stim hack.
I feel like we should play at least one MU card. Let's see what we have out of faction.
I think Dyson Memchip might be the most reasonable because modded makes it free.
Actually, then no, shouldn't we do the one that gives us 2 MU?
What's the one that gives us
Cyber Solutions?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, for sure.
When you have a 47 card runner deck, okay. Pat,
that's the spirit.
This looks probably not the worst. I think the 1 DDoS stands out as what are you doing? The 1 DDoS is weird. It has no place in our game plan. It's obviously a very powerful card.
Yeah, I agree.
If we wanted, you could play Careful Planning, which is basically DDoS. It's just the PAX this weekend. It was played at my first tournament. It was great. Yo, Pouch. That was unplugged. How was it?
Cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. When I saw that Nisei was going to be there in full force. Like I was pretty bummed that I wasn't going, but you know,
Another year
travel
for
is not
sure.
easy these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I'm hoping they come to Shucks. That feels like an obvious choice for them. I will definitely be at the next in-person Shucks if I can.
Yo, is 16 events enough for Anacom, or should we just become an UBAX deck? Oh, UBAX is considerably more expensive. I don't think we'd do
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
I am rediscovering Netrunner to your channel, so thank you. Yo, you did all the
Oh.
work. You showed up. You put in the time. What are you talking about? But I'm glad you're having fun. That's awesome.
Okay. Are we going to be cutting down to 40?
Oh, I forgot that that's the thing you're meant to do. We have a
Maybe
lot of influence.
one Anacam, one simulchip.
You're right.
Oh, sorry, I meant yeah, two of each. But drop one of each is probably the way to go.
Yeah, but we have like potentially 4 influence.
Yes. Is there any good breaker that could like be a bit more efficient than what we've got?
Let me check. If anything, maybe like we just play inside job or something. I don't know. Like something that will help us in the early game, because our early game is going to be disastrously slow.
Inside job would be like basically an econ card at this point, considering how expensive our breakers are.
Yeah.
Um,
Or whether we want to play a tech card. I just don't know what tech we have to tech. Slot 1 Shadow Net?
Knight.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah,
Knight
Knight's
is
a
kind of an
possibility.
AI.
We also could like just do Morningstar,
Yeah.
because it'll take up 0 MU and then we're done with barriers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boomerangs we also have, and they will come back.
Do we want them to come
But
back?
inside job works with Anacam, so
Oh, personal touch. It's like MU.
yeah, I was thinking about that.
I feel like Inside Job's also just good with Anacom, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to cut 3 cards.
Okay. Um, so we've got 3 magnum opus because we want to start with the magnum opus. I
I
get
think
that.
that's I think that's the play always.
Mhm.
Plus they sold out all their product. Oh, Nisi sold out all their product? That's probably very good and also slightly annoying, but probably very, very good.
Well, what do you mean slightly annoying?
They have no more product. They're like, sorry, so we're sold out. I guess that makes it
Oh,
look like
yeah, yeah.
hot stuff, like
Yeah.
literal hotcakes.
Mhm. Yeah, I was following some of their tweets, and I was really happy to see. Even Quinn stopped by their booth, I think, in June.
Oh, cute.
Played a game with him at least.
I know that they had their own tokens too, or maybe they just Dan was printing his own tokens. I don't know if they're like
Hmm.
official Nisei tokens.
Hmm.
Okay.
Pouch, if I'm ever in Philly, I would definitely play a game.
Opus and SMC seem like overkill. 3 of each. I think that's exactly what our deck is going to do, is like play the Magnum Opus and stim hack out one of the things we need.
Hmm.
Oh man, did you see that opening hand for a second? So this is like fine, right? Like we just do Deg Deer, we modded out an Adept, and then we're already breaking 5 strength everythings. I'm kidding. Center your
Yeah.
barriers for 2 credits. That's affordable.
Hmm.
Okay, how about we just play this and then we eventually cut it down? I think we cut out the notoriety. Like we're not gonna afford 3 runs a turn.
Yeah, that's
What
fair.
are we
That's fair.
kidding? Who are we lying to?
Yeah. What else can we cut? Do we need 3 Earth Rises?
We have a smaller deck, which is worth noting. Yeah, we'll cut one. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, do we need like a rejig or something? Just because if we miss our Deg Deer trigger, I guess we'll simul chip anything. We'll be fine. But if we don't get a Deg Deer front, like we can't afford to install Magnum Opus.
Oh, that's an interesting point. Um,
We'll see how clumsy
I
it
mean,
is in
like this
practice.
simul chip can function as the
Yeah.
as that,
Yeah.
like kind of the salvage.
Big MU, big random access memory.
Oh, Mutts won a playmat. Good for you.
Yo, Mutts, congrats. What were you playing? It was a startup attorney?
I think they might have done a startup and a standard, right?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, big meow. Excuse me. Anyone in chat want to play against me while Pat and Andre play each other? Yo, Wayne, we're excited to play against you immediately. Like
Oh yeah, like
Pat and I playing against each other was like a last case scenario.
who was the one? Who's the first one who said they were building? Was that Brolak? Um, yeah. So if Brolak is around, it feels like it would be fair to offer to them first, and then.
Yo, Brolak, who's ready? We are. Do you want to play runner or do you want to play the corporation?
I have more faith in the corporation, actually.
I was asking Brolak. Sorry, man.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. No, I'm here too. So it's like
So Pat is talking about setting up a scene in Philly, right?
hmm
Yeah.
Man, And I'm still so bummed about
One
our
day
TNK.
when Omicron leaves,
We've
yeah.
only had one
Oh
in-person event.
yeah, that is totally worth saying. Yeah, I was meant to say that. Like the in-person event, we're meant to have a game night kit on Sunday, and it has obviously, well, if you're in Quebec right now, it has obviously been canceled. Like a lot of things
Mhm.
are getting right now, is things are actually looking a fair bit worse than they have in a long time.
Yeah.
Spurlock hosted?
Uh, movable object? What
No.
is the movable object doing?
Oh, Movable just wants to play in the same meta that we built. We'll play
Oh,
after.
I see. Interesting.
You didn't host. Okay, so I'll host. We'll start with Corp.
Mhm.
I'm gonna name this Metropol Grid RAM.
Yeah. I'm hoping, and maybe if I say it out loud,
Oh, I have to
it'll
import the
like
deck. Yeah,
I'll put the secret out there. Like once we've all got our booster shots, I think people will probably feel a lot more comfortable doing events again, and that'll probably happen like mid to late January for some of us, most of us. And anyway, once that happens, I want to get back to doing like basically monthly events in Montreal.
that'd be super cool. Yeah.
Probably mostly startup, but of course some standard, and maybe mixing it up every now and then.
Here,
Not
start.
quite a league, although the days when we had leagues was some of the best Netrunner time
Leagues are great.
I've ever had. Yeah.
We played Seder Laboratories. What happened? We had 45 minutes not to let this happen.
Brolak, I just
You
hosted.
picked
You picked
standard?
standard. You're supposed to pick casual because your
I
deck is
guess
bad.
so. Yeah, my bad. Let me rehost. I was I goofed it. Maybe. I'm pretty sure I hit casual. I remember doing that.
Hmm.
Huh.
The Habs are playing to an empty arena tonight, as they always are in my heart.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So I think actually I should be able to update. If we just hold on a second, I should be able to update Keyhole. So
Oh, nice.
if you actually want to see the deck list while you're watching on Twitch, just give me 1 second. Excuse me, I opened a Twitch stream, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it. This is a mess. Give me 1 second. Closing stream. Okay, we're off. The savagery.
Yeah, but Brian, of course we get that. Like that's why we canceled this event, and um, but we'll see. I expect numbers will still go up after the holidays. Like
Yep.
even with new restrictions,
Uh,
people are going to be having
It's
small to
only
medium sized gatherings for sure.
it's only gonna get worse, unfortunately.
It's only going to get worse, and like maybe by mid January things will slow down, possibly.
It's a good start. Playing online has been an absolute godsend getting to this game. Yeah, Brian. JNet
Sure.
is huge, let alone obviously all the people that are using it. I hear you, and I totally agree. Like I shut down all the in-person play that I was gonna have this
Hmm.
week, and I'm probably gonna have to shut that all down for a while as well, which is
Yeah.
such a bummer. Omicron's definitely running around. My partner had 2 close contacts with COVID positive cases in the past week.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
scary.
bad. All right, Pat, we're
Yeah.
gonna do the thing.
Okay.
We're gonna just hit
We did
Estelle
res
Moon. I'm just gonna res
Dell
her.
and just start installing a
Just
couple
gonna
things.
put things into, and this is why a lot of times this deck actually didn't run hedge fund because it was like not the
Hmm.
best play at many times. And if they run HQ, we have to pop the Estelle first, so we have the snare credit.
Hmm.
And they are Hoshiko, so they generally do
Hmm.
want to run, and they basically get a reduction of trashing stuff. It's super rough. Yo, the numbers right now in Quebec are so bad. Like today it was like
Yeah.
3,500 new cases, which is the highest it's ever been. And like I know
Hmm.
people that went to Christmas parties and like now they're all testing COVID, and someone goes back to the office and they all testing positive. Like it's just, and then family is over. Like it's just gonna be so catastrophic. And like the new variant is just very very susceptible even to those who are vaccinated.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is Omicron largely. Yeah. It's like 90% of the people with Omicron in Quebec are vaccinated or double vaccinated,
Hmm.
even, right? So running Estelle, you have to do that. At some point, she does become unwieldy, but we will take the money. And we have turtlebacks to start. They also didn't act as a card, so Hashiko's not going to be turned on. Post holidays will be rough. Yeah, it's not going to get better immediately. I wonder if we're going to end up in a lockdown again and have curfew and all that fun stuff.
Ah, curfew. Curfew I was so frustrated with. Like I just don't know if that really helped anything, and it really disrupted my own schedule. But I don't know. I shouldn't complain too much.
So we do have Vacherons on the list. All right. So I'll res the Maryland. We don't have to like hold cards. We don't have
Hmm.
Lakshmi. Ooh, Architect's good.
Okay, so
So
turtlebacks first.
I actually don't know
Res.
if Turtlebacks first. Like, what else are we installing? We don't have Jeeves. Like, 4-2s are actually annoying.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? It's a Teams bow? Yeah, like I basically we need to get into. We shouldn't have done that. We have to draw now. As we, we need to get into. There's no medium. There's no R&D pressure unless they play indexing, which they probably would have turned one. Excuse me. I forgot what I was gonna say, but we need tour guide. 4.5K. Holy crap! What exactly? Oh, in New York City today. Yeah, yo. Yeah, it's not great. Next to Olympic Stadium, there were hella cars in line for testing. I've heard like people are waiting for like hours and hours like to get testing. On Monday here in Quebec though, or in Montreal maybe specifically, each person is allocated 5 tests, which you can go ahead and pick up at a pharmacy.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that. Wait, you can pick up all the tests and do them yourself?
Yeah, you're meant to walk
Oh,
away with
okay.
them.
Okay, cool. I guess I hadn't been looking too much into what it would take to get tested, but I probably should because my parents are going to be very annoying if I don't see them.
Florida never locked down, but I guess sunshine kills viruses pretty fast. I don't think that's at all true.
We'll see.
Florida had
We'll see
really
then.
bad numbers for a long time.
Yeah, but then maybe they purged the numbers, so they don't have bad numbers anymore.
So we don't have any burst draw besides Estelle. We don't have recursion. I feel like we might have overestimated this deck. Yeah, it's not looking great.
Yeah, res that. Install.
We need a piece of ice. I'm not gonna install the ash, right? We should have drawn actually there because we have. Oh, shit! Hold on. We just need to have that resed so that we don't discard. I spend 3 clicks RLL to purge those viruses. You gotta do it pretty often. You're gonna need a sandbox cord, or it's gonna be very difficult.
Yeah. No, we definitely have Jackson Howard.
Yeah, we have J-How.
Yeah, I actually had to go to the emergency room last year during the pandemic, like when it was at one of its earliest peaks, and like I was so grateful for the treatment I got. Like I even got a private room.
Whoa.
In spite of the overwhelming, like the hospital was overwhelmed, but they like things were organized enough at the time that I still got my own room.
Yeah,
And I got tested and blood drawn and everything.
Cat's comment, yeah, sunlight kills viruses. That's why India did so well. Is unfortunately very funny.
Yeah.
They have a lot of really good run triggers. Like they have DreamNet, they have Toshiko Turning Wheel, and we just haven't drawn ice. Like we have a scoring. Like this is not good. We need we literally need more ice. Oh, good. Tapestry.
There we go. Tapestry's not bad for our
No,
needs
it actually
also.
is fine. But if we put Estelle on top, they're gonna just, trash it. But yeah, they have access to no breakers. They haven't drawn a lot. They've only drawn through, I think, Hoshiko ability. So we just need like a piece of ice, even just like a ash with a what's it called? A vanilla might be good enough. I feel like we're lacking on end the runs. I think it's only Enigma and vanilla. Oh, tour guide. Never mind. Tour guide would be amazing.
Yeah, tour guide's in there.
Yeah. Jackson. I guess. Shit, man.
No. Okay, is this? Yeah, that's a new defense. Okay. Well, which one did we install? Oh, Ash.
Gotta do something. Tapestry's nice on RD. Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I don't think they're gonna be able to break this for anywhere near affordable.
Voy, FYI.
I'm not sure what that means. How's it going, Mary?
Okay.
Mold and fungus, on the other hand. Florida. Yeah, it was really tricky, Pat. We were talking about this earlier, but like, oh, imp. Oh, we're gonna get goofed up a wee bit. They're definitely going for the court. But like trying to figure out which family and how to see people during the holidays when you have to like see multiple families, it's potentially disastrous.
Yep, absolutely.
This looks bad, man.
Okay, so Architect is our defensive ice, but they don't know it. Why don't we just go for install advance?
We have to jam the court, I think.
And then jam the court.
And if they imp it, we could always like team sponsor it back. They have access to no breakers, but like their value, just like vanilla value engine's been much better than us. The first step on Tapestry Fires, what can we get back? First step on, like that's the problem is if you put Estelle on top of the deck, they trash it. At least you force them to do this. But actually, no, you put Estelle back and then you draw it. Excuse me. So that's good.
No, you draw and then you add the card. So if you're putting a card on top that they will access,
Oh no, yeah, but with
right?
Satyr's ability, when they
Oh,
lose a
it's Satyrs
click,
ability, of
yeah.
course.
So
Yeah.
then you do that, then draw, and then you put another one. Oh, it's a
Is that
Gordon.
Gordian? Okay.
Yeah. Which means Architect's gonna fire, which isn't particularly useful. Opponent's deck is a testament to how good rudder cards and startup are. Yes, and that's the thing, is like this is basically just startup. They are playing nothing from the old packs besides Lucky Find so far. Fire and Broken. So okay. May install one of those cards ignoring all costs. So we can install on top of this, but that doesn't really help us.
Unless the card we install is Snare. No, they've got like 7 cards in hand. Never mind.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of cards in hand.
Mhm.
So I think we get the tour guide.
Yeah. I mean, tour guide
We could have
will
done the
be very
ganked
helpful.
infinite, man.
I think tour guide over server 6 is the way to go.
Yeah, unfortunately. We just drew like really, really cool. Tour guide has an ETR. It does. Choose a card to install from archives or HQ. We'll do the Estelle.
The obvious. Yeah.
And we know the top of their deck if we paid attention, which we didn't. But like we can't afford this. We cannot afford this Ash Trace.
Yeah, no, we'll just make them pay a bit, and our econ is looking better than theirs right now.
They're on game point. Our econ is not looking better than theirs.
Of course it is.
They're gonna imp this Ash and steal a successful field test. Like they have one link.
Oh, they've got one link, yeah.
Like no, this is
this
is over, man.
Come on, pulling 5. Okay, fine.
This is over.
Mm-hmm.
We could unsnare into the remote over the agenda. We could, but then the agenda is just in archives, and then like they can choose to fail the Ash. But like them hitting a snare us paying 4 is not a winning strategy. Taking 4 cards out of their 8 card hands, or sorry, 3 cards out of the 8 card hand is not how we win. That's how we lose. Unless we do hit breakers that they need, but like it's super unlikely. They should imp this. They might imp the 7x court, which honestly would be pretty disastrous as well. No, they paid it yet. I think they're gonna imp the court.
Yep, makes sense.
They probably steal from archives, but they're tagged. Well, no, they have a click left. They can clear the tag. There you go. And so now they'll run a Stell Moon too. Like we've got nothing going on. A tour guide will have 2 end the run subroutines, so we can do install advance on the Vashron. I guess it'd be better to do the successful field test, assuming we're going to draw more cards. I think we do install advance hedge fund.
Mm-hmm.
But they could honestly trash everything and then run the architect.
Ooh. But in that, if they do spend their clicks trashing everything,
yeah,
then we have a good setup for doing something with architect.
Arguably.
Yeah, arguably, exactly.
Like I was worried that they're gonna trash all this and run through. Yeah, we get something back, but I'm gonna push
Are we
this.
resting Estelle? But before we install it, are we resting Estelle?
No.
You
Oh,
don't want to?
yeah. I thought it was a new remote server. Yes. I guess they just hedge fund here.
Or install the Maryland to boost Estelle again.
Oh, that's better because if we score this out,
Mm-hmm.
I'm more a startup guy. I can tell. That's a startup deck you brought. Yeah, you're right. This is better because if we score it, we can actually get like a lot of tempo off successful field test. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Maryland over hedge for sure. Because I think we saw the top of our deck and they're all stuff we can like slam on the table with SFT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right, Ixorn. That's actually a really big thing. Knowing the card pool in this meta is really hard. Like understanding what ice can be, understanding what punishment they can have, like it sometimes makes it a lot harder to face check. And so that's something you have to take to advantage. You save the click to install Maryland? Yeah, but if we do that, we actually draw more cards and get more money.
Yeah, we're gonna draw an extra card thanks to Estelle.
Yeah, so I think it's better. And they're forced to run it too. Because we're going to still see the same thing.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to cost them a click, and now what are they going to do with their last click?
Running HQ is a big hit for them. It's good for them. The Vash run's like, hopefully we win faster than that, but like, they're on game point. and they think we're on infinite gank combos. These imps have been very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
They have literally played a straight startup deck besides Lucky 5. That's
Uh-huh.
amazing. That's what happens when Uprising shows up.
Uprising is because Uprising counts as one of the data packs, and it has like 3 or 4 like it has like 65 cards in it, I think. So it's 3 data packs worth. Of course, there's going to be a good proportion of decent cards.
So we put Vasher on the remote? I don't
Oh,
think
oh,
so. Yeah.
we should have done team sponsorship first.
But we can't, there's no trigger to res Estelle.
There's no trigger to res. Right, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But no, yeah, I got there too, and it's like, wait, no, we can't.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Uh,
Yeah,
they
we'll put this in the
wasn't
remote. We'll put
building
this in the remote.
tons of retirement homes for the boomers. Then all of a sudden, all these assisted living places are running deals right now. Hmm.
Okay, hold on. Oh, we didn't res the Maryland, which is a mistake, but they might run it. So let's say it's not a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Ash on server 6.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that was good tempo.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't building tons of retirement homes for the boomers, and all of a sudden the assisted living places are running deals right now. What does that mean, Spear?
It means there's suddenly not a lot of people living in those assisted living places.
Oh,
That's my grim interpretation.
man, I missed this power
Yep.
level. Yeah, some big swing turns. Still haven't seen Jackson. Okay, so we gotta remember our triggers here. So we'll res the Maryland, I guess. None of this matters. Pad campaign, whatever. Say input, we're happy. Oh, she's back. That agenda's nuts. It is quite strong. They could have access to a breaker here, but they're gonna have to break a lot of subroutines with tour guide. I think we just double advance and play hedge fund.
Yes, for sure.
I'm worried about the central pressure. Focus is an important card. Not in this format, it's not.
Apocalypse can't trash Architect.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got the Unbreakable Ice.
The Unapocalypseable. S15 and CI is a party. Yeah, it's a problem.
Was there am I remembering incorrectly, or was there like a condition card that upgraded an ice so it wasn't trashable? Was that patch?
No, that's patch just like boosted the strength.
Okay. Maybe I'm misremembering.
There's an ice that like said the ice strength couldn't be lowered. There's a barrier. I don't think there's anything that stops. Not only Lotus Field. There's a
it's like
barrier.
Seder adaptive.
No, it was like
it was also in the Mars cycle. Like I can't remember.
Yeah, it was like some sort of code wall or something.
Hmm.
Apocalypse versus tour guide is also very sad. Yeah, potentially it can be a huge blow. Tour guide once it gets a lot of subs. Like I don't actually they have a Dore or Mimic, and a Dore gets through tour guide for no credits. They have 3 virtuals. We can be absolutely blown out by a Dore on this remote. Self-adapting, honey. Thank you. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, actually, if they play a Dore, we're in a really bad spot. If they play Mimic, we're in a better spot. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna play a Dore. They failed entirely off of their Gachapon.
Oh wow.
That happens. Neat. So it's cast, stim hack, liberate. It's hard playing against stim hack.
Yep.
Solomir, we're playing random access. It is. Our list of cards is, let me just post it here.
It is RAM, but if you're hoping for the Paul and Linda McCartney album, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
I don't even know what that means. Cactus, that's
an ex of mine was really into that album, like played it constantly, and I have Monkberry Moon Delight in my head. I've had it in my head for this entire stream, but I can't sing it because they're very litigious, and I don't want to get the stream taken down
because of legal reasons. Yeah. All right, they're checking our servers. The draws them a card. It's a turtlebacks. I don't think they're gonna trash that. I'd be surprised if they did. No, they're just gonna keep their Hoshiko online. I've been playing tons of Flesh and Blood at your recommendation. Yo, how's it been going for you? What have you been playing? Yeah, the new set is like the Celebration Carnival, and like there's Christmas cards, and it's just so.
Oh yeah,
nice
I saw
fun.
that, and they have new cards for every hero. I read, right?
Yeah, it's a supplemental set, so it's not like a set you can buy a box and play draft or sealed or anything, because it's just like a random assortment of cards, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mako.
Tanuki, no, you didn't. Although I noticed the last few times I streamed with Andre, I've been in the same room as him, and so he can really shut down the book talk.
It's easy.
But this time it's not so easy. He has to press a button, and that button is sticky. It's got jam on it. So
yeah, what do we pull with team sponsorship? Do we put a Stell in the remote? Because if we draw into a biotic labor, we win with a 3-2. I think that's the right
Hmm.
play.
I like that.
Or we can just keep a Chiriboga in the remote, and if we draw the 3-2, we win as well. Because we have an Estelle in hand. I think that might be better.
Oh yeah, Anarch paid influence from Mockler.
Yeah,
What
there's
barrier breakers?
they only had
The
Gordy. What's it called? The Flail,
no
Morningstar.
Corroder.
No, they had
Did
Morningstar.
they
That's
not?
it.
Oh, Corroder wasn't in revised because it was too good.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot.
This is a really interesting fork. Do we install the Estelle in here? Do we install the Bass in the remote? I think we install Bass in the remote.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then hope we draw Vitruvius
Yeah,
or
just 3
something.
Vitruvius.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think this external tube was hoping there was one on JNet. Yeah, there's none on JNet, but lostgeek made a thing for drafting. A verification tool, it does exist. lostgeek also made it. I haven't tried it yet, but you can put your deck in here after you're picking your legality from, and these will be the official Nisei ones, and it'll tell you if your deck is legal, which is super, super, super cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Which I think they actually just need as a tournament organizer because it's so hard to check everyone's decks.
You know what? My plans on that Saturday were canceled due to COVID. I
Yeah.
might try to join in just to see if I can actually, compete on a super fast deck building challenge.
And like, that's the cool thing too, is like, even if you're not playing, you can take the list and try and just build your own deck regardless. Like after
Yep.
the fact, before the fact. It should also be streamed. I think the tournament's entirely streamed as well. Yo, they figured out what's good.
This is not the current RAM list
No,
from
they
these
don't
tournaments.
release it until the day
Yeah,
of.
this is one that we generated just during the stream.
Okay,
Fire
Architect.
Unbroken.
Let's look at the top 5, I guess. If we find a 3-2, we could win. Not
And we're
again.
happy with, and we're very happy with them hitting HQ in this case. I feel like,
They're going to trash the top card. Well, no, we don't want them to steal the Vacheron.
well, yeah, that's true. And I was hoping to see like a Vitruvius in this top 5, but
So what do we
it is
do
what it is.
here? Like, if we install the Vacheron on server 6, we can't score next turn. We know we're not drawing an agenda fast or a biotic fast.
Hmm.
What do we do?
Oh man, that's kind of rough.
We put Jackson in his deck, right? Do you just copy the
We
codes to
did.
NetRunnerDB? Yes, Brian. If you go into the search bar and write E: and copy that string in, it'll get you where you want to be.
Okay, so
Kink? What do we do
well, they've
here?
got Gordian now, so
Yeah.
maybe we want. So now R&D is a little bit more vulnerable, so we can put
No, this thing
vanilla
costs
draw.
like 6 to break.
That's true. I
7
forgot
to
how big
break.
it was.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. Okay. Gee whiz.
Willikers.
Maybe we just install another ISO over HQ just to be safe in case they want to go again.
They're gonna build the top card too. So if we install like the Enigma, like it's a problem. We have to install a bottom card.
Hmm.
The vanilla is annoying. It's 2 credits. Yeah, okay. Then we can install a card from HQ Archives. I think we do the Estelle Moon here. So they have a chance of hitting Snare. They have a chance of stealing our Vacheron. If they imp the Vacheron, we lose. I forgot about that. If they imp the Vacheron, we lose.
Oh my god, you're right. But they didn't access it anyway. So.
Enigma and Archives, super safe against Bagat. They break it for 1 credit. They run last click. Because they have the decoder.
Mm-hmm.
The Enigma, I don't think it's worth installing on this board state. What did they mill? Oh, we know what they milled. Another Gachapon? I wish you could shuffle our deck. We have no way. We have no Spin Doctor, no Jackson. I guess Jackson's the one.
Well, that Maryland's going to tick down before we get through those 5 cards.
Oh, that's true. I think we're going to draw faster with Estelle, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Or we just overinstall the Maryland to force a shuffle and then draw.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's why they call me Patrick, best Montreal player at Worlds, Joseph Sklar. They include my middle name in there. I appreciate that.
I'd say Patrick J. Sklar a hell of a lot.
Thank you. That's good. I like that. I've always liked my middle name. I like putting my middle initial in there, even after people told me it sounded pretentious. Like when I publish a book, I'm definitely going to publish under Patrick J. Sklar for like the super literary highbrow stuff, and then like the obviously erotic science fiction will be just Patrick Sklar.
Do we just pop Estelle here? I don't think so.
Why not?
Because
Get
what
a
are we
quick draw.
we were drawing 2 cards on last click? Yeah. Yeah, you're right, YOLO. Biotic's good. Oh, we gotta get this on the table just so that if they do hit us with a
Yeah, Jackson's going to be
Yeah.
extremely
Jackson
useful.
seems good. We probably at this point should have res the turtlebacks.
Yeah,
Okay,
just to keep up with them.
too
Make
late.
sure.
Yeah, whatever. Credit neutral. We lost the credit technically. When we overinstalled it, doesn't consider being a new remote server, so we didn't lose the turtles there. But we could have done this a while ago. You have to play an event this turn. I think that is a YouTube bot. People who are saying just like, a couple letters. So they're running the
VOA.
Maryland.
What's FYL? It's like fuck your life instead of fuck my life. Sorry, I forgot. Is this a family show? I can't remember.
Well, it's 10:30, so whatever, I guess.
Put the kids to bed. We're going to talk about Santa.
All right, they're running against Tom Moon. They probably want to bring that down. What's wrong with erotic fantasy? There's nothing. It's just
I think it's overdone at this point. I feel like people are not doing erotic science fiction, but people are really overdoing erotic fantasy.
I feel
erotic urban fantasy.
We let them trash this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because we don't need it yet.
No, we don't want to shuffle any of these cards back in. We just want to top deck a 4-2 or well, can't top deck 4-2. We just want to top deck a 3-2 when we win.
Mm-hmm.
There's no clot in this format.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the bad boy of Netrunner streaming. People don't talk about it much, but I can get away with anything.
Vassal's Biotic, you have it. We don't have Vashron.
Yeah, we don't have enough. We don't have the tools to do that. But we have the tools to do a 4-2 if we draw.
There's no more 4-2s.
No, there's no more 4-2s. Of
yeah,
course.
We need to top deck a 3-2.
Yeah, I don't know if you all saw, but Patrick Rothfuss was reading the prologue from Doors of Stone on Twitch this week. People were pretty excited about that. So, like, I feel like there's a market for Patrick's reading stuff on Twitch.
Wait, do we have it here?
Yeah, we do. We've got Bass or Biotic, and we've got.
No, but we have 2 clicks.
Oh, never.
Yeah, we still have it. We still have it.
It was you because we've got both of them.
Yeah. New remote. I'm still not confident about this. I'm just gonna pretend I'm confident. Yeah, this seems good. This seems good.
They do have a Gachapon.
There's no clot. There's no clot. They could black file us.
Yeah, there's no clot.
But we can still score out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no clot, but they could black file. No, good game.
Woo. GG. Good for us.
Good for us. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Was it wrong to be proud of what we've done with our kludge together Frankenstein deck against someone who hasn't played with all these cards before?
So sick of waiting for the book, but damn, I'm effing back in when he gives the tiny little taste of it. Thanks for the schooling. That wasn't a schooling. You were on game point for a long time. They had the Vacherons in hand. You imp one of those, you win. Let's hear the prologue from the No J book, Pat.
It was a silence of 3 butts. That's a name of the win joke for. You won't get it, Andre, but like everyone else is like, that's so funny. Even though it would be erotic fantasy, I'll get around to it. Yo, 62 credits gain. That's funny.
Yo, that's parody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so far we submitted this in 45 minutes. We've won half of our first round. We're feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Wink Nugget. Yeah, absolutely. Like it's been far too long. Wise Man's Fear came out in like 2011. It's been a while.
What did I watch Patrick Rothfuss on? Was he on a Shut Up and Sit Down Shucks thing?
Yeah, he was.
That was a good interview.
I don't think I saw all of it. Like I saw the Rodney one where I thought, oh, it is kind of weird.
The Rodney one was good.
The 2 biggest names in board gaming on YouTube have the last name Smith, and I know Smith is a very common last name in the Western world, but still kind of odd that happened. That's right. It's the Metro Grid's most valuable Patrick.
How's it going, Dane? How's your week been? Happy holidays. Does anybody want to play against our runner, which I think is a bit less conventional? It's an archetype that technically existed. Hey, cheers. GG. Does anybody want to play? Because we do have a runner that we need to try out. We probably can get a couple games in. Did Brandon build in the Metropole Grid Ram? Nice. The new meta. And that's the thing is like, honestly, as exciting as the tournament is going to be, after the tournament, just looking through deck lists is going to be probably equally fun as watching the VOD if you missed it.
Absolutely, yeah.
For those who actually care, like those who like love the nerdy deck building, because I know I would. Guess I could play. I've actually won a couple times on purpose. Spear, if you want to play, you ready? We'll host. You down? Okay, I'll host. How's it going, Merrick? We're a runner now.
And don't forget casual, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good catch. Oh, actually, we have to import the deck first. Hold on one sec. And I need to put it onto the Janet. Funny about that Smith last name. I never encountered one, but Tremblay, I didn't meet a lot of them.
yeah. We meet a lot of like. Oh man, I've known a lot of Tremblays, obviously. One of my favorites was a guy who worked with my father, who was basically like an uncle, like more of an uncle to me than my uncles, because he was there like almost every day, and my uncles were like living off in other parts of the world. But yeah. So anyway, I have happy thoughts of the name Tremblay, even though I've met a lot of less than pleasant. Boy, I really stepped back from saying fuck on stream, haven't I? Like,
New runner deck. Just got wrecked and dim Carcosa. Yo, Carcosa is so good.
oh yeah, I like that one a lot.
New deck. Oh, what is this? Shaper Ram. Sorry, we don't have good names. I'm just trying to rush this. Guys, 3 Wonder Kid. Because I need to get this also on the other thing. Yeah, yo, Edge of the Earth. Maddie and I did another scenario yesterday. I don't know, Pat, if we're gonna be able to play it this break, honestly, but
No, unfortunately, like I get it if we don't want to do that. Obviously, that's another risk we don't need to add on to. But
it's good.
I was looking for when you tempted me with the idea of like a 1-day marathon Edge of the Earth campaign. That would have
You
been
could do
amazing.
it. Edge of the Earth is like, I think, pretty reasonable. And Edge of the Earth has the chance, not that it's like a good thing, I guess mild spoilers, but like if you read the back to the block, it says like 4 to 10 scenarios. Oh, Brolock is on the other side. Oh, hold on, Brolock, I goofed it.
No, isn't Brolock doing their own game?
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, this is Spear.
Yeah, because we're playing against Spear, right?
Yeah, I just want to make sure this is Spear. Pretty sure this is Spear. Heck yeah.
Cool.
I missed the Toronto Netrunner Cube traveling to Montreal. I missed the startup turning Montreal because I'm back in Toronto. Brolock, the one in Montreal just got canceled, so don't feel too bad about it. It's a good constellation. Hey, glad we could play, huh? What? This was not a legal option, was it? Was this a legal option? So this is the problem, is like with the sort of I don't understand the card pool things, is you have to go back and we have to now like look at the ice.
Yeah, I don't think, because did we get any packs from that whole cycle?
Yes, we got one. But like we need to go back and like reevaluate what ice was available to see like what advanceable ice is there. There's a Ramble Gallery checker, yeah, but we have to grab their deck list. Like we can't check their deck for them.
Yeah, that's the spirit, bro. Like that's what I'm going under. Like, sure, we didn't get to play, but at the same time, no one gets to beat me.
Yeah.
And for the time being, I remain Montreal's champion player.
Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, because I don't know if we've talked about this on stream. You probably mentioned this already, Andre, but I was the top ranked Montreal player at Worlds.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
it's probably important to mention that again.
Advanceable ice, Hordem. Swarm. Icewall Shadow.
Yeah, it's not there.
It's not there. Yeah, wait, this is wrong. Huh? Yeah, something's afoot.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, something's up here. Colossus? Oh yeah, Colossus is in Terminal Directive. Yeah, totally.
And Uprising.
Oh. We're playing Ram tonight.
Oh, Spear Shaker.
Yeah, that's not good. Oh, sorry, I'm covering the chat, but it's not a Ram deck. Startup, baby. It's not startup. Yeah, I don't want to play the Ram deck into this. I don't think we're gonna learn anything.
Cormacaroni, I actually just say it entire like, hi, Montreal World's champion Patrick Joseph Sklar. I'd say it's nice to meet you, but it isn't. It must be nice for you to meet me.
All right, another time. Unfortunate. Our opening hand was okay. I think we would have considered keeping this. I guess we need to dig Deer. I'm going to concede so it doesn't goof for their stats.
Yeah, true. I mean, starting with Magnum is good, and we've got the simul chip to fix it if we get the deck gear later.
Yeah, we're back, Brolock. Hello.
Yeah, Le Roi de Netrunner. Boy, I briefly had my Netrunner spiel translated into French and memorized, but it's hard for me to do that these days.
I don't think you've said your Netrunner spiel in a long time, Pat.
Well,
What is Netrunner? So say
Netrunner
I'm getting into the game, and I
so
know
you can
Pat, you spent a lot of time playing Netrunner. What is Netrunner?
Netrunner is a two-player asymmetrical cyberpunk heist competitive card game
Mm.
where one player is the hacker or runner and the other is a corporation trying to keep their servers secure. Oh, did I tell you? So I have a new job. Everyone, hi chat. I have a new job, and it's for a technical writer. And of course, they have me do like a writing test. The writing test is pretty long. They've got like 6 different things they want me to write, different formats, different styles, and one of them is like write about your hobby and describe it in such a way that you might interest someone in trying your hobby. And so, of course, like I can't think of anything but like, I could have tried book clubs, but no, I couldn't think of anything but Netrunner, and then, of course, I had the spiel in my head ready to type, like, "Netrunner is a two-player symmetrical cyberpunk heist competitive card
Did you
game," and then I
not?
realized I didn't well, I what I did was I kind of expanded on that, like, I slowed it down.
Okay, that's probably
So,
for the
like, I
best.
kind of, like I made the sentence a little bit more readable and kind of explained what each thing was, each one of the because like, to someone who doesn't play games, the
Yeah.
idea of something being asymmetrical means nothing, and yeah. Uh,
Yo, firstly, this is one of the matchups where DDM is way worse than indexing. I'm glad we ran into it, so I can feel righteous. Oh, Wignugget, we're playing Random Access Memories. It's a new format. Nisi's doing their first tournament this weekend. This player, Burlock, is playing as Ram. We just actually played the other side. Opening hand, like Bagat's okay. Double SMC is a bit awkward. Diesel's fine. We could consider keeping this. I think we want a hard mulligan into Magnum, right?
Sure. I would keep this, but we can
Okay, we'll
mulligan
keep it.
because like
We want to play as
because
few
I like
cards as we can.
yeah because I like starting with Diesel. Feels pretty solid.
So I checked real quick, and the big thing you have to understand when you look at the format is what agendas they have access to. This is not exactly right. Hold on, we have too many tabs. It's this one. So in terms of the agendas that hurt us, it's like dedicated neural net is actually pretty annoying if they get scored.
Yeah.
Ancestral imaging abstractly, and then after that, it's like the flower sermon's the strongest agenda I think they have access to. But they might not be
Yeah.
full damage. They might just be playing PE because it's like just a fun.
hmm
If SMC so greedy to mull, yeah, this is not a matchup where we're excited to stim hack 3 times. Also, another issue is like a lot of times Jinteki's running sentries or that sort of stuff, and a lot of that stuff is low strength, which is good for us, but a lot of subroutines, which is not good for
Yeah,
us.
that's true. Yeah.
I think Hokusai is the legal upgrade here. Do you want to just crash HQ with Bagat?
Ooh. I was gonna say okay.
Crash HQ with Bagat? Yeah.
Yeah, that's of course is what I was gonna say. Why not?
Oh, Neuro Katana. We'll
Oh,
break that
that's
for 2
fun.
credits.
hmm
Diesel. We should have dieseled
Ooh,
first.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
That'll get you. Okay, well,
That'll get you
that'll
real
get you.
bad. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't want to diesel and then like hit a snare, but maybe actually that's the right
Mhm.
thing to do in almost every circumstance. Wait, do we just DDM if they have less than 4 credits? We'll never financially recover from that. There's no
Yeah.
way. There's no way. Because we're going to take like debt damage and then trap damage and then PE damage and we're going to die.
Yeah, of course we'll die.
But like we need a sure gamble. Like they put a neural katana on HQ, right? They also
Yeah, they
installed
did.
and then drew, which we've talked about ordering a lot of this channel. And this is a really good reasons why we now have a pretty good read that is the neural katana, but they could have just drawn a better ice. So you want to plan your turn for sure. Not that we didn't perfectly plan our turn. What sets, if you don't mind, was the format? Let me post it for you. It's these sets. I think I might have pasted the X equals damage when I pasted this before. My bad.
Mhm.
Is Fetal in the pool?
Fetal
No.
was Fetal in revised? I can't remember. I don't think we saw it,
No, I
so
don't think so.
I miss Fetal.
Yeah, Fetal's
Good
good.
old Fetal.
Pat, I think I'm just going to click 3 and then gamble. Like, they're not doing anything fast. Why should we?
Yeah, of course. I remember when Fetal came out, and I was like, that was a super exciting agenda. It was doing weird things. I don't think there was that was the first defensive agenda, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
that sounds right.
Mhm.
TGTBT is probably after that, right?
Mhm. Do you remember before Vanity Project came out, FFG promoted the pack it was in by saying, "We've got a card in here that does 3 things no other card has ever done before." Do you remember what 3 things
No.
Vanity Project does that's different from everything else?
Have a 6 on it? No.
It wasn't the 6 because we
Flavor
had,
text only.
yeah, those it was flavor text only. It
It was an
was
influence
influence on
agenda
that's right.
and
And
a
I
four
think it was 4
six.
and it was a 4-6, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I think there might have been no, there were 6 advanced agendas, like,
Oh yeah,
mandatory
yeah, but
upgrade.
there wasn't a 4-6.
There wasn't a 4 yet, yeah.
Gotta
Good
trash
old
that.
evil baby damage. I don't think the baby was evil.
We're gonna put that on Onicom. Onicom's really good in this matchup, and then I think we're gonna go
Yeah.
down to 2 credits, which is really bad with like we need our Magnum.
Mhm.
Magnum, sorry, Fetal. I feel like it wasn't necessarily, but that was the one card that like showed up when you're teaching people the game, and then they learned
Mhm.
that the PE damage doesn't kill you when you win,
Mm.
right? Like it was that sort of thing where you
Yeah.
steal it for 2 damage and then win before the PE third damage kills you.
Yep. Yeah, and that was a good thing to learn. You have to learn ordering. It's so important in this game.
Yo, they just installed over something. I wonder if they have
Oh, did they?
self-destruct. Oh, Jackson Howard. I feel bad trashing now.
Though they definitely have snares. I don't
Yeah.
know if they'd have self-destruct as well.
Ooh, win in
Is
Rome.
self-destruct an asset or self-destruct is an upgrade, right? Hmm.
Shit on it. Honestly, man, I don't know.
Can you
Yeah,
yeah, I'll have to see how self-destruct
it's an
works,
upgrade.
but,
It's an
like
upgrade.
okay. But does it trigger
Okay, I have the long wrong list open.
let me I'm gonna open this up because I wanna take a look at self-destruct.
Just drawing up. Deck Deer is good. Just drawing up. We have an adept. That's good. Just gonna install that. Gonna click for credit. Exciting Shaper gameplay. We need 7 credits to pull out our Magnum Opus.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seems bad, man. Seems quite bad.
Mhm. Alright, so self-destruct and snare in the same server is a non-bow because of how self-destruct works.
Yeah, because they'll never access it.
Mhm.
So they just cracked Jackson Howard off the top. So it looks like they have something they want to install in the remote server. And I don't think there's any agenda that you can play besides Sandbox that actually gives them money on score. So if they score out like a, I don't think we care.
Mm.
It's always at the awkward amount of credits. We could get our adept down for 1 credit. That actually might be
Mm,
worth doing because if we lose the adept, it's a bit awkward.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't want yeah, because 'cause they're about to score an agenda probably, and that's gonna be rough.
we'll just give ourselves a credit for that. Okay. All right, 6 strength. Oh, this comes with its own strength. Now, unfortunately, we're committed to popping the SMC, or the strength of this gets so much worse. But like 6 strength,
Mhm.
we don't need bigger than that.
Yeah, I forgot that it came with its own strength.
I think
That
this one is the highest one. I think all the other ones are like 1 strength.
that's surprising because 'cause you'd think the Shapers would have a good one of the Code Gate ones would be the best.
They're all shaper. I
Yeah, they're
think.
all
Yeah,
Shaper,
yeah.
but 2 of them have
Oh
great
yeah,
Code
but
Gate. I thought
the Code Gate one is 1 for 2, I think, or 2 for
oh,
2.
you
Like this one has
might
the
be right.
worst numbers on it, but the best strength.
Mhm.
We gotta watch out for Ronin. Ronin's like real. Engram Flush. Oh man, we have to break Engram Flush for like 4 credits. That's not bad, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's not terrible considering yeah.
Oh, third spin doc. Jackson. I didn't pay attention what they Jackson backed in actually. They didn't? Oh no, no, they did. Huh? Oh, unseen cards. Okay. So it looks like the Bagat card was worth shuffling back in. That's good to know. Okay, Pat.
Okay. Hedge, uh, deep data mining?
We're pretty likely to die.
Yeah, we're pretty late. Yeah, never mind.
I think we need to get our Magnum down. Like I think we have to draw for Magnum, and so we can SMC for Deck Deer.
Hmm.
Let's do it. Oh, this is actually really awkward.
Well, yeah. I mean, no, it's not terrible. We just play the 2 sure gambles. We can drop the extra Anacam.
Yeah.
We drop one of the deep data
I
minings
don't
because
think we
apparently
stim hack in this matchup.
yeah, this Simhack is not going to get played, unfortunately.
Bagat opening really kills your tempo hugely. Yes. If we like had our sequencing better where we actually just dieseled in bravely enough and then gambled into everything, we would have been about a turn ahead at this point. Give me the concede. I just want the concede and cut in karma. Yeah, I don't want to leave. Leaving mid game gives you like a bad game completion ratio. You don't want to do that. Server 1 looks like a trap. Unless it's a Ronin, which honestly, advanced Ronin could happen. We run single advanced cards, right? They have aggressive secretary.
There's not even Urtica Cipher. Like, it's
No,
only going to be 2
there's
damage.
Junebug. Yeah, aggressive secretary I think
there,
is the worst here.
there is Cerebral.
Yeah,
But
Cerebral is in format. It's a Junebug.
But
That's
even
fine.
even aggressive secretary isn't terrible because we've got.
We lost a Savant and a Simulship. Trickle Light's in the format, so I will trash. That's good. How do we die to Ronin? They could do Neural. They can't score out Ronin. We'll be fine. We need to draw into a Deck Deer or into Magnum, and then we can go from there. Arthritis is in this format? Yes.
Yeah, we've got 2 SMCs. We could just do those.
Because Earthrise. Wait, what is Earthrise in?
It is in the lunar.
Oh, it's in the lunar one we got. Yeah, right.
We've got a few lunar packs. It must be in there.
Okay. Sorry, Pat. What did you say?
And it's saying we've got 2 SMCs, so we have enough to look for a Deck Deer, which we don't have to do anymore, and then the Magnum, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
I thought the Deck Deer was hosted on the Magnum for a second.
I think we check one of these, right?
Sure. Server 6 feels right.
Oh, sorry, I already hit 7.
Oh, but no,
I already hit it. It was an Ancestral Imagery.
Well, I guess you're right.
Do we check 6 as well? I don't think so. I think we're just trying not to lose at this point. Because I don't know how they don't look like they're winning quickly. And if we hit a snare and then there's a Ronin, it's actually a problem.
Make the game go to time.
Yeah.
Because we're winning right now. So
yeah, we're winning.
That's the strategy.
Oh, it was another Ancestral Imagery. That's fine. So we actually drew a card. We drew Deck Deer.
Well, which one's Ancestral Imagery? I can't.
When you check out do net damage, which we're never going to do.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
So do we want to... We can't break code gates? I think we just run HQ.
Sure.
Like, our rig is good.
Yeah, no, it's
abstractly.
Not bad. That 1 8 strength breaks 2 different types of ice thing is solid.
No for the action? Okay.
Breach the server.
It's a snare.
Are they going to spend all their money? They are.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that about them.
Okay. So we could run
lose?
server 1 now, right? There's no trap on 0 credits.
Right, Junebug, you still have to spend 1.
Yeah, it could only be like Ghost Branch.
Sure.
Yeah, this seems okay. For Fetal, we don't die. Satoshi Yuka Sakai.
Whoa, neat.
Access the newly installed card. Wait, it doesn't keep the advancements on it.
You may swap him. Doesn't he? Isn't he the one that keeps, or am I thinking of the one from Rain and Reverie?
No, none of them keep.
Hokusai. Yeah, I guess so.
Swapping does not keep tokens, I think, just as an inherent rule. But yeah, they gave us a Junebug, and we trashed it. DDM while they're on 0? DDM when they're in 0 is probably definitely a good option, but next turn they're going to be on 3 credits. We can still DDM. We'll have more cards in hand with Earthrise. I don't know what we...
Yeah, I'd rather DDM while we have 4 than 2.
Yeah.
Because you never know what we got.
There really isn't. Not much. You can swap it for a snare. For what it's worth, I don't think it is... Wait, does Toshika specify? Hold on, are we wrong about this?
But okay,
the new gen is installed on res. It keeps all advancement. Oh, it does. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
well,
I did appreciate the use of we earlier in the night, but like this one is.
You just didn't have 1 credit to trigger the Project Junebug. Yeah, okay, so Toshika actually does say it, because normally swapping does not keep assets, does not keep counters, which matters for like Daruma. Yeah, so they're just short of credit. Okay. Okay, Pat, do we just do Magnum DDM?
Or Magnum Diesel DDM?
Yeah, we're not going to need... Yeah, you're right. Oh.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, we only have 2 credits? I forgot this is expensive. There's a chance they can't res. If it's literally any code gate, then it's a run. Which would be Enigma. Okay, we're in. 5 cards. Dedicated neural net, that's 1 damage. Trick Light, okay. Nisei Mark II,
Okay.
that's a damage.
Steal it.
Dedicated neural net, wow,
Steal it.
that's a damage.
That's,
What
oh,
is
that's a bunch of, that's the game.
What was that?
Boy, you were.
What
Boy,
was
imagine
that?
how tragic would an indexing have been?
Tragic. No, we would just ran
That-
back. Oh, you're right. It was actually
Yeah.
so much better than indexing right there.
Yeah. Uh huh. That's a bingo.
Oh my god, that was
Big
so much better than indexing.
Yeah.
I would like, okay, so the neural nets make a lot of sense with snares, and they did goof it up a bit with the Toshiyuki and the June bug, unfortunately, because they had 1 more credit, but they had 1 more credit, we wouldn't have ran it. Got quite lucky. Yeah, TDM better than indexing. A lot of times it's like in this matchup, I'd love the indexing just because you don't access their snares, you trash their stuff. Hey, you too. The deepest data, cool rig. Yeah, our rig, like obviously the net damage stopped us, and we were running out of cards. Like at some point, the cards are gonna be an issue. But I feel like I totally forgot that these came out at 8 strength. Like there's a chance that our ice carver, let alone our extra MU, is like useless. The extra MU is not the worst because then you can install something without a deck deer.
Yeah. What else goes into this?
I just want to speed this up because the setup is way too slow.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, this is a matchup where you can't stim hack very easily. Yo, Lunilla, how's it going?
Oh yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Welcome.
Mm-hmm. Andre, have you talked about your favorite games of the year on the channel?
No, I haven't.
Is that like kind of is it? Do you find that's kind of a stressful? Like are you
No.
thinking about it?
Okay. I think I'll go for the full hour, 2 hours for the deck build for tournament. Yo, bro, there is an incentive specifically to rush it. I don't think you need to. Like, if you want to just build a good deck and you're not familiar with the card pool, take the time. If you're a veteran and you've played with the card pool and you can quickly identify what's good and what works, I think you can do the 45 minutes. But I would not rush it out and then like the problem is that if you spend 45 minutes and rush it out and then like have a terrible 4-round tournament, you're gonna feel worse than if you just took the 2 hours. Like that 3 points is not gonna be worth maybe having to look at the garbage you've built all day.
Yeah, but it's also a short term. Like
It's
for
a short
long
tournament. No, sure, but like
it sucks going into it with a deck you don't have faith in, and you find problems with it as you play. But
yeah.
with a short tournament, I don't know. I'm gonna try to. If I do it, I'm gonna try for 45 minutes for sure.
Yeah, I'll try. And like if I feel like I have nothing, then I would go for the time.
Yeah. What time is it in Eastern on?
I don't
PC?
honestly know. It looks like it starts at, and I know every 2 weeks when they do this, or it's every month, every 2 weeks, there's going to be at a time zone that makes more sense. 4 p.m. UTC.
11 a.m.
Oh, that's not bad.
for Eastern Standard Time. Is that when the live stream happens? No, the live stream must
Yes.
happen. Okay.
I think they do a 2 hour. This will be followed by 2 hour period. Will be preceded by live stream draw. I'm actually not sure. The Mill says I had a very long couple of days. Just got over being sick for the first time in like 2 years. It wasn't COVID, thank goodness. Well done. But I'm otherwise fairly well. Thanks for asking. Glad to hear. Hopefully you're having like a good holiday season. Glad that you're feeling better. It is rough now that everyone's been inside. Getting sick like just hits a lot worse if you haven't been sick in a long time. Burlock, that's a guide. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna open this. I know that like Sengren was working on a list of like power cards. Cause like it's really good to be able to look at a format and know, okay, is this Sengren's? I think this might be. Hold on. This is actually a really good resource. Pat, you're talking about games of the year. I'll get to that in a second. Because I think that's like always interesting.
No, we don't have. I was just curious if that was something you talked about.
No, but I want to. Okay, so
yeah,
not sure who put this together. I know you, Sengren. I was looking at this a while ago. You found it in the Discord. Okay, so this is super cool. And if you don't know what you're looking at, this is a really good way to look at a pack and at a quick glance see what's very strong. So, for instance, salvage memories. Salvage memories. That's an option. I did not know that.
I didn't realize that was an option. Let me check that out.
That's pretty wild.
Is it?
But the idea is that, like, okay, we're looking at, I don't know, Kalagoda. It's only Museum of History and Mumba Temple. Fantastic. What a great pack. But Future Proof, which we have, has, no, we don't have Future Proof, excuse me, but that would have Indexing, Eli, and Mid-Seasons. Those are all very, very strong things that you could, you could build
Eli's
into.
great.
What's this on the side? Is this meant to be runner cards, corp cards? Oh, usually strong, sometimes strong. That's a really cool way of putting it together. Yeah, so Jackson Howard always strong. It's something that you want to see in every deck. Knight I'd actually say is sometimes strong. It depends on your deck suite.
Mm.
But Power Shut to Accelerate Diagnostics together, yeah, Conform the Backbone is several of the most powerful combos in the game. You do need something like Shipment from Sansan from like Second Thoughts to make that, I think, quite strong. But there's other combos that work. Bro, like, welcome to Twitch. This is the decent guide. Yeah, no, huge. Thanks for showing this. And for large
Mm.
releases, it's probably way larger. But like stuff like this is going to be curated for a long time coming. If RAM continues as often as they claim it will, which I think it could. It looks like a really cool format.
It honestly does. I don't think they even need to do like the same kind of price point. Like you mentioned, like if we could have titles on JNet, that'd be super cool.
Hell
That'd be
yeah.
fine for it, considering this is also almost by necessity a digital only format.
Yes.
It would kind of hard
I
to
would
organize.
not be excited to go out and like have to crack out all my old cards and like take out some of them
Absolutely,
and then rebuild it.
exactly. Like all my rotated cards are in like those white boxes, and
Yeah.
they're not organized at all. So
Oh, you and I differ on
well no,
this.
they're probably organized by faction, but even within faction,
Dude,
like it's a wild west of programs versus hardware versus programs again.
I have everything organized by faction, by type, by release date, like an
Well,
archive.
you respect your elders,
Yeah,
and you respect burial practices
I do.
of the deceased, and that's the difference between you and I. You can go on to like form a civilization, whereas I will turn to dust and cease to exist in the grand scheme of
Which is
things.
fine. In the grand scheme of things, all things like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, this too shall pass. I've got that on my ring.
Synchron, hi, I'm here. Wrote a lot of that guide. Yo, how's the retreat? I thought you wrote a lot of this. I was pretty sure you wrote a lot of this. I saw you looking at this. I was like, this is your Synchron's, right? This is amazing. This is really, really good. Also, organize your cards. This is embarrassing.
Oh, Austin has weekly meetups. I've always wanted to go to Austin,
I've heard good
but I don't
stuff.
really want to go to. I don't really want to go to Texas.
I've heard bad stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of a balance.
How long does each rotation last? If you're talking about like standard format, about a year is when every rotation. Anytime there's a new release, cards generally slough off the front end. But
Mhm.
specifically for RAM, the tournament series that we're talking about, they have a new tournament every 2 weeks. So it's basically a meta of one weekend every 2 weeks. So not really a big
I
deal.
I do love the word sloth.
It's
Any
great.
opportunity to use it, try to insert it. Joanna Newsom's Monkey and Bear has a great use of the word sloth.
Don't continue. What is it?
Okay, it's a song where in the song a bear goes swimming, and as the bear is swimming, I think the line is like her skin sloughed off like, or no, her fur sloughed off like skin from boiled tomatoes, and you can picture boiled tomatoes, the skin just kind of peels off. It's great.
Who boils tomatoes? Okay, we're gonna take
Put
just a
that in
little
stew.
little intermission to talk about best game of the year or game of the year because Pat, you
Okay,
asked, and it is the game of the year.
sure.
I have a list on my phone that started.
Hmm.
I have two lists. One list was like all the games that I played in 2020, which was the beginning of like the stay-at-home pandemic, and then I have this year's list. And one of them is like I think I showed you, Pat. One of them is like 60 to 70% longer than the other one, which was
Hmm.
last year, not this year, because this year, with going out and doing stuff. Like if you ask me during my week now, generally is like I play Flesh and Blood on Tuesday, on Wednesday I play Arkham, on Monday, on Thursday we're streaming, Friday we're doing
Hmm.
generally things with friends. Like I had a lot less time to like just sit back and do that for better or for worse. But I also think I played a lot fewer games this year that came out this year.
Hmm.
And I think a big part of that is like not owning any of the modern consoles makes that a bit, easier to do. What was your highlight? I know what my game of the year is by a mile.
In the end, my highlight was Old World, the 4X, the kind of like not quite old school 4X, but like basically a Civ-esque game that doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look good by most metrics, but I'll freely admit that. Like
Wait, this is
these
oh, is this
screenshots,
on Epic only?
yeah, it's Epic only for
Okay.
now, coming to Steam next year.
Yeah, yeah.
But it takes the typical Civ formula. It adds like a little bit of role playing to it. You're not playing a leader, you're playing a dynasty. And you're like some people in your dynasty are going to be kind of assholes and maybe you don't want them leading your country, so you change the succession laws so they don't take over. But then they are still characters in your world and they have their own agendas that might go on, and it's like it's Crusader Kings 3 light, but at the
Okay.
same time, it takes, like, the Civ formula and makes it so much more user-friendly. It's like, there's so many things about the game that Civ could learn from, and I'm constantly every time I play, I'm like I'm overwhelmed by how friendly it is to play. It doesn't look like it because it's a lot of text. It's a bit overwhelming, but it does nested tooltips. Civ needs to do nested tooltips. That's just a great feature.
Yeah, from a distance, if you squint, this looks identical to Civ. Like even the sort
Absolutely.
of color and the tone of the UI
Hmm.
looks like very Civvy. But Crusader Kings, I don't think I'm the market for that. But like looking at that, I would bounce off that so hard. Like the UI
Yeah.
looks unapproachable.
Uh, yes. So Tanuki, I actually went into this year assuming Humankind was going to be my game of the year, and then I kind of bounced off of that, and it's really disappointing because I was looking forward to Humankind tremendously, but
Oh yeah,
Old
this came
World
out. Yeah, I remember you playing this.
Old World just scratched the itch that I wanted Humankind to, and I'll go back to Humankind at some point.
What's
Um,
what? Where did this fall flat? It just didn't do like the other thing. Just did more interesting things.
I think I feel like Humankind, and I'm saying this despite having not put even 10 hours into it, which was it's a small amount considering it's a 4X game,
Yeah.
but like in from what I experienced, these systems they tried to do a lot of new interesting things with the genre, and not everything was successful. Whereas Old World maybe does less different stuff, new stuff, but it's successful at everything it tries.
Cool. Okay.
And I think like a rate of success on like Old World calls its shots and hits every one of them, and Humankind calls its shots and hits maybe 75%, and that's kind of frustrating. Some systems that don't feel like they work yet. Mhm.
Super cool. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even played a Civ game in a long time, but I remember losing countless hours to Civ 5
Mhm.
specifically. I think I own Civ 6.
Yep, it's Sangren. It's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of iterative, clever improvements over Civ. The improvements that should have happened a decade ago.
Yeah.
But
Ken says Slay the Spire is the game of the year for me. So many hours sunk to that game. So there's a lot of games that I spent a lot of time this year, but I want to try and focus on a game that like came out this year for the game of the year,
mm,
right? Like I think that's the right thing to do usually.
hmm
I'm just checking the list of things that I played. Yeah, okay. You've it's called Before Your Eyes, right?
oh yeah, I want to play that, but I'm kind of scared of the emotional impact it'll inevitably have on me.
Oh my god, this game is $11. So the pitch for this game is
Mhm.
it is a game that connects to your webcam. And the large way that you interact with the game, you still do mouse, and you do a bit of keyboard too as well, if I'm not mistaken, is that it can tell when you blink, and the game
Mhm.
interacts when you blink. And the game is largely the retelling of life. It's POV first person game where you are a person and you start at a young age and you grow up. And one of the main mechanics of this game is that every time you blink, time advances. And it kind of plays on the idea of like, memory, and, you don't always remember all of it. You remember a bit of it, and it's always gone before you want it to be. In a blink of an eye, something else is taking up the frame. And
Mhm.
it has an immensely like emotionally powerful story, let alone just like the way the mechanics interact with this narrative. It's just like, you're finding yourself in situations where you don't want to physically blink. You want to stay where you are. It's like a really lovely thing. And then you blink, something you can't control, and it's all gone. And
Mhm.
I'm not going to spoil the story. It obviously gets a bit heavy. It's a bit of an emotional thing, that's for sure. But I don't know. I watched a video that Jacob Geller was talking about this, who's a YouTube kind of essayist, and this was his game of the year as well this year. And I think one thing that he said that is so immensely kind of like really, really noteworthy about this game is like, this game is the only game that I know of, and it's probably the only game in which your eyes are the controller. Blinking is your controller. And yet I can't imagine a game doing it better, which like
Mhm.
is so wild, right? Like the idea is that someone comes up with the first motion control game and you're like, oh, that's cute, that's novel, but then like, in 5 years someone does a better job. And it's not that we need a whole, genre of blink based games, but like they did something new and bold and interesting, and they did such an like, it just, you needed this to be able to deliver this story, and
Mhm.
they did such a good job. It's unbelievable to think of anything else. It is
Mhm.
so cool. Even just like, let alone, there's a section with it, and this is not even really a spoiler, but you're just walking, and it's subtle, but you're just
Mhm.
walking, and every time you blink, the scenery just changes, and it has no like obvious impact. It's just kind of like a cool thing, and just
Mhm.
experiencing that where a visual thing that you're looking at changes when you blink, because it's not something you have to pay attention to. It's like nothing else. It is so incredible. check this out. If you just need a webcam, it's $11 Canadian,
Mhm.
so it's probably less than American. It's
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Would
Yeah.
recommend.
Well, what you say, what Jacob Geller says, is an interesting point. Like I remember taking art history classes where it was mentioned a few times. Like we can count on one hand the number of times someone both invents a genre or a medium and perfects it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it happens. Like sometimes someone does it right the first time, and we spend
Yes.
the next few decades or centuries trying to match what that person did, and it's really incredible when that happens.
It is just absolutely so good. And the cool thing is like it's not a thing that requires, immense amount of dexterity. While it is a 3D game, it's not like you need to learn how to, sprint
Because
and strafe and all
it's
that.
also partly mouse based, right? Like you need a mouse and your eyes.
Yeah, exactly. But the idea is that you can sit down basically anybody, largely anybody, excuse me. Like you don't need like there's a lot of games I wouldn't present to people which require them interacting with 3D worlds. A lot of this game
Mhm.
comes stationary with you looking around from a fixed camera angle, so it's pretty good. Do you know how this game uses user data? Not being open source, this sounds bad. I know that they spent a lot of time communicating about what they do with the data and the fact that it doesn't connect to the internet and all this other stuff. You're right that it does sound a bit uncomfortable, like allowing this party to have access to your camera. But I would look into it because I have no doubt that they spent a lot of time making sure that people feel comfortable about it
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
it's incredibly important that you need it for the experience.
Mhm.
Anyways, that's mine. Can you just hold a picture of yourself and fool it to win? It's
You do need to blink sometimes.
you
Like you
do.
can't just
No, the story won't. Yeah.
the goal isn't to just stay still. The goal is to blink when you need to blink.
Yes. Like the story advances when
Um,
you blink. If you don't blink,
yeah.
there's no story.
Do you think you have a best board game of the year? I've played a
Oh.
lot of board games this year, not
Yeah.
all of them new to this year, because I've been really using my Board Game Arena account, and I played a lot of tabletop
You played a
simulator.
lot of board games online this year.
I at any given time, I have 25 to 30 board games open on Board Game Arena, and I play like 15 like every few hours I check and I'm like, "Oh, I got 15 turns to play and 15 different games."
Yeah.
For me, it's still beyond the sun. I still love that game, and it still looks so boring, and I still
It looks
but I
awful, man. And I think that's
oh,
like a
and that
visual design thing. Like I don't think it looks pleasing. I'd
mhm.
be interested in playing the game. Excuse me if awful was a strong word.
Yeah, I've heard Anachrony is really neat, and I'd like to play that sometime.
Yeah, it's like the worker placement time travel thing.
Mhm.
It's a big old box. I have a list of like all the board games in my collection. If I were to think off the top of my head, I'm gonna scroll through really quick. I don't think Flesh and Blood counts, but Flesh and Blood has probably been like the biggest
Yeah.
thing that I learned this year because I got involved in OP and it's been really fun. Like going out and playing and meeting people has been a big deal since after pandemic.
Mhm.
Otherwise, what I think has been the most. Oh man, let me check. I gotta stall for time. Games that I think were
Uh,
like a huge hit for me this year. I love Res Arcana. I do. Didn't come out this year. I really like that game.
oh, I think I played that on Board Game Arena. I really didn't like it.
That's fair. It's very dry. It's just an engine
It
builder.
yeah, it's very dry, minimal interaction.
Yep.
I just did not find it appealing to what I want from a game, I guess. And I do enjoy some games that have no interaction, but
As much as like I know there's a lot of time spent with like really chunky, heavy experiences when it comes to board games, like rules
mhm,
based, engine based stuff. I think that the games that landed the most this year were things like Cross Clues and Wavelength.
hmm.
Like the time playing Wavelength with my family, oh damn, that game is so good.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think
And a card comes up like, "How much do you love your mother?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is
from
well,
all
like 'cause we all
oh
have to put the
boy.
same number down. Be
Yeah.
real careful."
I think that was probably the biggest success.
Hmm.
Yeah, who knows? Oh, the Crew 2 is really fantastic. Yeah, Dane. I spent a fair amount of time playing Crew 2.
Mhm.
Not naming system gateways this year.
Oh, whoops, whoops,
Excuse
whoops.
me.
Well, no, I mean, we've already been playing
You've been
Netrunner,
playing that one
so
forever, yeah. That is a tech tree simulator, Tanuki, yeah.
Mhm.
My game of the year at the
I
moment
I
is probably Inscription. Sable is a close runner-up, and I would have taken top spot if it's just less janky. It's a beautiful experience. It's so very unique. I know I don't like Inscription as much as everyone else does. There's so much about Inscription to love.
mhm.
I think this also came up in the Jacob Gettler thing, which I think is really fascinating. Is his description of Inscription is that it's a card game that ends, right?
Hmm.
Like that's the problem with like, and maybe problem is not the right word, but like Slay the Spire, I will play probably until I can't play, literally cannot play it anymore, right? Like there's no end
Hmm.
to Slay the Spire until you decide it. But the cool thing about Inscription is like, and I don't love the card game within Inscription. I think that's my big problem with it, even though there's so much in that game to love, is that you get to the end and you're done with Inscription. You've probably seen a
Hmm.
lot of what the game can do, and it does a lot with the pieces that it gives to you. And that's I think really, really cool. That if you can build a card game and not have to be play this for 7, 8 years.
Hmm.
Oh, I haven't tried Deathloop. I want
Uh,
to try Deathloop.
I'd heard what's it called? I'd heard Sable was pretty nice, and it has a soundtrack by Japanese Breakfast. It's a band
Yeah.
that I've enjoyed a little bit. Um, net jogging, I do enjoy Wildermyth. I think Wildermyth is a really cool idea. I am one of those people who does not love the art style, but I also know that it's kind of necessary. You need like a very modular, easily moddable art style. Um, but everyone always looks like they're hunching over, and
Wildermyth
it will.
is
Everyone looks uncomfortable all the time.
I played a bit of this
And
and it's super cool. I just had issues. I think like the first 6 encounters that I had were all like procedurally very poorly scripted and they were
mm,
incredibly boring and I bounced off of it, but I know how cool the narration stuff in this is, or the narrative stuff. I cut you off, Pat.
no, sorry. I was also reading chat. Manila also loves Japanese breakfast. Man, back in my first year on Screen Rant, I think I put a Japanese breakfast music video on my favorite movies of the year list because I was just the pretentious new guy. Oh, that's awful.
Yo, Cat. Any action games that don't require thinking? Yo, Singer, we'll talk about the decks. This game was actually like a immense success out of nowhere. It's called Hunt Down, and it's like this kind of retro throwback, just side-scrolling shooting action game. Absolutely fantastic. Like
Yeah.
very, very, very good. I don't know how many
Oh
hours
yeah,
I
yeah,
spent into
right. You
this.
mentioned this. I thought you were talking about a different
Oh no, this
game
this thing
when you
is
mentioned this.
like
Okay, cool.
incredibly good.
This looks great. This is going to appeal to the 5-year-old Patrick's lizard brain that still lives within me.
The
Um,
boss design is just like so impressively good because it's a
let me
stage, generally a linear stage of some sort, and then into a boss, and the bosses are so creatively put together.
just opening up Steam, going
Yeah.
to wish list.
Otherwise,
This
action
real
games,
quick.
mindless. I don't know. I'm excited for Cultic to come out. There's a free demo. I don't think this is out yet, but this is one of those like throwback 3D. It's actually 3D realms kind of
Hmm.
shooters of throwback styles. It's also a very nice thing if you play the demo. You don't have to think that much if you play it on
Mhm.
easier difficulty at least, or not the hardest difficulty. I mean,
I've still been playing Deep Rock Galactic a ton. It's
yeah,
the kind of game where like I open it up on my lunch break or throughout the rest of my workday, and like probably one other person from my various groups will just join me. They'll just drop in and play, and it's
yeah, it's
great.
super easy. Seamless co-op is so cool.
Mhm.
I think the other thing that's been a huge success, and I just finished this, I think today, the other day, is Shadow Tactics. I think Shadow Tactics used to either be
Mm.
free or like $3 because they came out with a new thing. But if you haven't played Desperado 3, first play Desperado 3 because Desperado 3 is amazing. But Shadow Tactics is the version that they released. It's basically a very similar game with a different style that came out a long time ago. I think it was like 6 years ago. And they decided because they were between projects to just put out like, here is 6 missions using an engine back from 2016 or whatever that you can
Mm.
play. And it's just like top down stealth experience where you have a bunch of players and you basically command them what to do, like a bunch of units, and it is so satisfying as a mixture between a
Mm.
stealth game and a puzzle game. It's really, 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 really good. Is Hunt Down couch co-op? Yes. Hunt Down, again, absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic, way better than it deserves to be.
Oh, Quamp was this year. That was a really fun little
Oh,
experience. I think
comp.
just about everyone should play. Like Quamp
Everyone
is
should play comp. This is on my list of top
yeah.
games. Comp is a
Hmm.
one button game, if I'm not mistaken. Is it one button or two button? I
Hmm.
think it's one button.
I think it's one button. Yep.
You need to play comp. It is so cool. It starts as a game of Pong and then it just keeps going.
Yeah, it's like, what if? I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah,
Yeah,
it
there's like
starts off with Pong.
spoilers for a Pong game. It's so
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. I love that. I love that.
Comp is incredible.
Mhm.
Probably not my game list, but
Yeah.
Back for Blood's really good if you're into Left 4 Dead. I like Left 4 Dead too. I played the beta of Back for Blood, but I didn't get farther than that.
I've played a little bit more Back for Blood. Like it, they've made some patches that have changed the game in ways that I'm not really convinced by. It's just kind of unfortunate.
Like the card system stuff, or
Yeah, oh, yeah, like they kind of changed the way melee works
oh,
pretty
weird.
dramatically. I think
Okay.
the difficulty is all over the place, and they're like it doesn't feel enough like Left 4 Dead for something that pretty much built. They didn't say it out loud, but they pretty much built it as spiritual
Yeah,
successor to
yeah,
Left
but
4
it's the
Dead.
same team, right?
It's basically the same team.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as much as it can be 11 years later.
Yeah, sure.
Like the fact that the special infected don't really have.
They don't have an
I don't know.
identity is that strong from
They
what I
don't have a
saw.
strong
Yeah.
identity from the exactly. They don't like stand out in the map. They don't have sound effects necessarily that follow them around. And then they spawn like a dozen of them. They spawn so many
Yeah.
special infected that they lose their specialness, and that really dramatically changes the way you feel about the game and how scared you are when a certain thing shows up, because it just happens too much.
No, the legibility, not only the audio design, but the visual design of the special effect was such a big deal of why Left 4 Dead was so easy to play. And Left 4 Dead
Absolutely,
still slaps. Like I still play Left 4 Dead 2 every once in a while.
yeah. Back for Blood does not replace Left 4 Dead 2 for me
Yeah.
by any stretch. Like Left 4 Dead 2 is drop in, drop out, super simple, super straightforward. Back for Blood is aggressively not drop in, drop out. It's like you have to take minutes between missions to like make sure you read every card and set things up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Remember what a big deal with spawning a Witcher tank was? Yeah, it's not exactly like that. Like there's I haven't played that much Back for Blood, but from what I've seen, like there's
Mm.
set piece giants. But a lot of it is just like waves and waves of like things that grab you or yeah. For the multiplayer too, is like you could pick a character. Like if you're playing it also didn't have the campaign survivors versus zombie things, which was a sore point, I think.
Hmm.
Psychonauts 2. Ooh, I want to play Psychonauts 2. I also really want to try out a Forza Horizon 5 because I've been this year. This is a big
Mhm.
change for me, Pat. I started driving a car this year. I knew how to, but I
No.
hadn't been driving a car for years. And then I
Mhm.
started playing driving games, but I
Mm.
decided to play them in manual, which I've never done before. And I've been having so much fun playing driving games.
It must change, yeah.
Usually I do it on the exercise bike and I just like have a controller and then the right stick is like the stick shift. And like, I am just,
Yeah.
if someone told me, hey, we can go out and I can teach you how to drive manual, I would be excited. And I just
Mhm.
want to play more good driving games that I can learn how manual works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Anacrusis is like the sci-fi Left 4 Dead,
Cruises
also a spiritual
looks
successor.
weird.
Yeah.
And Cruises from the trailers I've seen looked like it had really bad game feel.
It
Like,
is like a year out. It's like a
yeah.
year away at least, right? So,
Jeremiah, how's it going? Oh
um
my God, I forgot about Hot Wheels Unleashed. Hot Wheels Unleashed looks really fun.
so wait, do you play racing games on the bike because it makes you feel like you're running really fast?
Yes. No, no, no.
Mm.
It's the opposite. It generally encourages you to go faster, where you feel, and same thing if you're playing like a shooter. Like I used to play Call of Duty. When you're sprinting and you're like, I need to get there fast, you would start biking fast as a reflex.
Hmm.
Honestly. Oh, this trailer looks better than what I've seen, but this just looks like really ragdolly and
When I
silly.
play when I play a game on my exercise bike, I play like very chill, very low thinking games. Like I play Pokemon Snap
Huh?
and also Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Pokemon.
Probably other Pokemon games. Like yeah, like games when I don't need to think about and that are very chill and that I can like basically kind of forget about the game every now and then, like just zone out and
Yeah.
focus on the bike for a second.
Because the
And
opposite
it's not
happens
compar-
more often, where you focus on the game and forget about biking, and that's a failure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have to like consciously remind myself not to do that.
All right.
All right,
It's
you want to get
Sangren.
one more game in?
I don't know if we have time, man. It's 11:30. Maybe we do. But
Oh
this
my
is the
god.
list that we built. Currently, the Satyr deck is short one influence. We feel like it might need just a bit more ice, but actually just like better end the run ice, better remote ice. Maybe we just felt bad and we didn't get the tour guides in soon enough. But otherwise, things looked like it worked. Maybe we want another biotic labor. If we had some sort of recursion, and in this list we have access to the double that lets you get all of the cards by name, which is kind of interesting. But the way that we score it out generally is we score a Vashron on the table and then we fast advance from hand, which is great. The trailer for Magic's upcoming expansion seems like it's a definite homage to Jinteki. Don't know if anyone said it already. Yeah,
Interesting. I guess I haven't seen the
I
trailer,
haven't
but
seen the
like
trailer.
I feel like cyberpunk as an aesthetic, as a genre, borrows a lot from Japanese aesthetics
For sure.
already. Like Jinteki feels like the default almost for a cyberpunk corporation. Um, so I wonder if I can't imagine it's a direct reference to Jinteki unless there's specifically like a white or a black bonsai tree. Hmm.
Real quick, Ludmilla, I got about 3 hours of sleep last night. Got a busy. I got a dip to crash so hard. It's really cool to catch y'all live. Yo, take care. Enjoy your holidays. We'll be back before the new year. But if we don't see you, enjoy your holidays. Hopefully you have some good time off and get to all the good stuff. Cheers. So it seems like a solid TD core 2 list. Yeah, this seems okay. It doesn't seem too bad. The runner is actually like I think a bit more interesting. So we
Mhm.
wanted for Shaper, and we had access to Adept, Sage, and Savant, because they're all terminal directive. Oh, sorry, and Lunar on Adept, or on Sage, excuse me. So we put those all together, and these are actually okay breakers. We've only played one game, so we don't know too much about how they will stack. But Sage will come in at about 5 strength, and the Adepts and the Savants will actually come in at like 8 strength. So that's basically our whole
Mm.
breaker suite. We have Dig Deer and Magnum Opus, so we can get all this stuff down and not take up our MU. Then on top of that, we have 3 deep dynamiting, which we can support pretty heavily. A Diesel Inside Job is because we don't know how to spend our influence. 3 Stim Hacks because we're Shaper and Modded Gamble. Onacom's good. Memchip is probably not necessary. I don't think we realized that these come in at actually like 1 or 2 strength. Like we don't. We thought they came in at
Yeah,
0
it's
strength.
it's feeling like we can drop that and finally go down to 40
Yeah.
cards.
Which would be good. Yeah. We have the Bagat, which is nice. It's 4 influence, whatever. And then we have cast like just normal stuff. Runner struggles with core plus TD generally, probably. The breaker suite seems really bad, right? Like, what breaker
Mm.
suite do you have? Like, Anarch has nothing really in faction besides Adore and Mimic. And then Criminal has a full breaker suite, but it's not like amazing. And then the Shaper breaker suite is what we're playing. I honestly think it's probably okay. I think the one thing we'd want to do is we want to go a bit
Ooh.
faster. Cyberpunk borrows heavily from Asian aesthetics because at the time it was conceived, they were afraid Asia, specifically Japan, would economically grow to the point of taking over the world. So they add a lot of Japanese aesthetic influences in a dystopian future. There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
How much Japanese influence was there in Neuromancer or Asian influence in general? A lot of the
Uh,
names, it's been a while since I read Neuromancer.
yeah, like I don't know, like there is a lot of the names, and the thing is, my one of my great shames is that I've not read Neuromancer.
Oh, Neuromancer's
So
great, man.
yeah, I know. TV tuned to a dead channel seems like a good start.
Yeah.
I've just been busy. Although this year I read more books than I have any previous year in my life, I think. Other than like when I was in elementary school or early high school, when I obviously just devouring Goosebumps and Animorphs. But
Yeah. And they had that Pizza
this
Hut
year I read
program. Yeah.
exactly. This year I read so much. I recommend everyone gets laid off. It's good for the soul. It's good for your creativity. It's good for your reading pile. Just do it. If you want me to like start spreading rumors about your poor work ethic, like I can get that done.
Yeah, we can ruin things for you.
Hmm.
Oh, man. Neuromancer is written by an American deserter living in BC, Canada. Listen to the audiobook on YouTube. It's nice. I read that for the first time when I lived in Chiba, and it was not that cool. Neuromancer was not that cool. Yeah, Neuromancer's great. I haven't read any of his other stuff. I have a list of things I was meant to read, like, for this whole year. I didn't. Yo, Wayne, just finished the Super Close RAM game versus the King. Were you playing in the Metropole Grid RAM or just a different RAM? And what do your decks look like, and what did King's decks look like? So I want to just see more like what more people came to as an answer, or as an answer to the question that was this RAM. Oh, we lost Pat. He'll be back in a second. Pat, can you hear me? Nah, he DC'd.
Hmm.
Oh, hey, we lost you for a second.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, Wayne, do you mind sharing your list?
Both of us on GameNet, rough.
Both of us in GameNet? I don't even see that comment. Oh.
You can see
Oh, now I can.
Combao
Now I
Bebop.
can. Yeah.
Combao.
Cowboy Bebop. Yo,
Combao. No, it's Combao Bebop.
one thing that I've been enjoying way more than I thought I would, and I've been way more by a mile, is Arcane,
Mhm.
the League of Legends Netflix thing.
I'm only 3 episodes in, but it's kind of stellar.
It's so unimaginably good.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing that Arcane I'm only 3 episodes in, so no spoilers, but it does one thing better than I've seen any live action or animated show or movie ever do, and that is a child sobbing hysterically.
Yeah.
Like,
Like faces are so
the
good,
like,
expressions are so good.
faces are so good, and then, like, this, like, like, snotty, like,
Yeah.
spittle flying sobbing because you can't get a kid to do that on command, but you can get, like,
Yeah.
a teenage voice actor to do it and then animate it so
So
well.
you always get the
God,
perfect, you get the perfect act, the
exactly.
perfect read every time.
Exactly. So,
Oh, it's
like,
so good.
every time Powder's cried, it destroys me.
When you have a nearly unlimited art budget, yeah, I know. And
Mhm.
I
Yep.
played a lot of League of Legends back in university, so like I
Oh, me
knew
too.
these characters and like understanding. Like I'm watching with Maddie, and she hasn't played League of Legends a day in her life,
Mm.
and so like I'm sitting there, and then I understand who this character is because they don't introduce them by their name. It would always be like a
Mhm.
drop in later, and I'm like losing. I'm just giggling. Like,
Yeah,
have you
exactly.
seen Heimerdinger yet?
Yeah, of course.
Because I can understand. I'm just clapping and giggling to myself because it's so well
Yeah.
realized.
hmm
Oh
I mean, I
man.
dropped out of League of Legends like coming up on 10 years ago,
Yeah.
but yeah, and like or like the kind of I think there's one character, maybe I've got 6 episodes left to go, but I feel like they dramatically reinterpreted a certain character,
Who?
um, based on my watching. I think Warwick.
Oh, kind of. Yeah. I guess we're
Mhm,
getting spoilers. It's not going farther, but yeah, I saw what you mean, and I thought they would go to that, but I haven't seen enough to suggest that there's a
mhm,
Warwick there.
yeah.
Um, they were on Steve Mill. I was on Fear the Mass's Diaper. Whoa, because you can pull
Mm,
back the mill cards with Steve. That's really cool.
yeah.
I haven't watched it yet on Principle. I'm starting to feel like I have to. Cat, I'm not sure what the
I to-
principle is, but like it
no, no,
is
I totally understand
incredible.
being yeah, I totally understand being anti-Riot.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah. That's a
Riot's a
principle. Yeah,
bad
yeah, yeah.
company
For sure, for
and
sure,
there
for
are
sure.
bad people who run it, but like it's hard to hate that show. Man,
Yes, like
there's
a
it's
lot of
just
talent went into this.
mhm.
Um, how is Mechs
Oof.
vs Minions? Mechs vs Minions is a thing that I would be interested in playing.
Yeah, I came close to purchasing it when
Yeah,
it
me
came out.
too.
It was yeah.
For free. It's a good game. Yo, Wayne, do you have lists? I would love to see lists. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if you're trying to share it and it gets swallowed. League players are too grumpy. Yes. Yeah, I have some
Mhm.
friends that realized, wait, when we stop playing League, we're just having more fun as people. And it's like, okay, well,
Yeah,
maybe
you're a bit
you should
happier.
probably stop playing League at this point.
Yeah, I had friends who like they just like they didn't seem like terribly angry people in life, but like League brought it out of them. And like I do not like playing this game with you. I'll play anything else, but I don't like who you
Yeah,
are when we're playing League.
it's ranked. Ranked don't do it.
Yeah.
The fight
hmm
scenes are stellar. Oh, the fight scenes in Arcane are so good too.
hmm
There's so much that's just
Like
so well done in that thing.
yeah, like
I
I
sent both
wouldn't have
this.
thought that.
I didn't get them.
Sorry.
Sorry, I think they were filtered out by the bot rain. I didn't get them.
Mm.
I'm not sure how to get them. Can you maybe like type it in, like just add the end of the URL, so not the for full URL, because maybe it'll get flagged.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see this, and I think that'll probably be it for tonight.
Mm.
Oh, you're off next week. You have holidays next week, Pat?
Not exactly, but I've reached that equilibrium where enough other people on my team are taking vacation that I don't have to spend my precious vacation days
Yeah,
to also take vacation. So I basically got nothing to do, but like I told them, yeah, I'll keep the light on.
yeah,
I am undertrained. So
but
if something
overconfident and
overcome
hydrated.
exactly that classic very well hydrated. But like yeah, if something goes wrong, like I'll call someone else who's on vacation and see if they can help. Is basically what my contribution will be. But we're not expecting it to. Like the company I work for is not going to be, or the team I work for is not going to be like publishing any major updates to their software during December
Yeah,
because they're all on vacation too. So.
no, I just someone needs to hold the fort.
hmm how about you? You're off between the two holidays, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I had to take time off personally.
Mm,
So I'm off as tomorrow's my last day, and then I'll be back in 2022.
cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yo, James, love the new format. Best of luck on the games. Thank you. We
hmm
actually we only played 2 games, but like building it was exciting. It was fun. And we actually like we looked from the top of the hill. We saw many paths going into the forest into different directions, and we picked one. And I don't feel terrible about it.
Hmm.
Okay, let's see how this works. Thank you. Metropolitan Gate RAM. Okay, so this is we as on principle didn't play GameNet, and
hmm
GameNet seemed quite good. This looks quite good. So
Yeah, of course. This is great. Like you're putting in Gold Farmer, Engram, Slot
oh
Machine,
god, and
Architect.
NAPT contracts also works with GameNet. This is like every agenda basically costs money to steal, especially if you score Utopia
That's
Fragment
absolutely brutal. Oh, Utopia Fragment works so well with
and
this.
NAPT Cordon.
hmm
You got a good agenda suite, Architects FTP, Excali, which Excalibur Caprice Nisei, like this and Ganked. I don't know why you'd play Ganked. Like I don't think any of this ice really is ganktable.
Well, you can do the Architect thing.
Oh yeah, right. Infinite Architect. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you can just build your board state. Like that's the thing with Infinite Architect. Like you just literally build your board state. It's free board
hmm
state, right? Like you just, as long as there's a card in the top 5 that you care about, you build every single remote server for free. That's incredible. Yeah, this looks pretty solid. I'm into this. I don't want to play against it. There's no ice destruction, so I think things like Gold Farmer are pretty strong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rough.
The other one is Anarch. We're looking at Hoshiko's, my guess. Yeah, Hoshiko. Oh, it's a Fear the Masses deck, which is it's an archetype. So you want to get all these in your hand and run HQ cheaply. This is actually a reason why you would do False Echo DDoS. And they did.
Yeah, there you go.
But they only have a single False Echo DDoS, so they can get through 2 ice. But the idea is if you get enough of these in your hand, and Inject will reveal them, so it's not going to be too big of a surprise. You have Labor Rights to get them back. You have Rebirth for what? Ganked Finite, yeah. Otherwise, you have Bookmark to hide them. This is honestly like a pretty compelling archetype. This is cool.
I like Bookmark there, yeah. Yeah, but what does Rebirth into Wizard, I guess?
It's you Rebirth into Wizard, or the other option is Reina, which you wouldn't do. Yeah. Managed to dodge work for the whole of December, recovering from surgery. Hey, Tanuki, hopefully you're recovering all right. It's good to at least have a month off. ShadowNet, yeah, ShadowNet lets you just play Fear the Masses over and over again. Again, you don't care about forfeiting agendas if you want to build them. You win if they don't have a deck, largely, so that's pretty good.
Cool. That's actually basically the kind of archetype I always wanted to design in the game too.
Yeah, Simulchip, excuse me. Yeah, you Simulchip back the False Echoes over and over again.
Wow, nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So False Echoes from 7 and DDoS, that's a package. And from there, like I know when Sengren streamed this, and check out your Sengren stream, because he put together like a hyperdriver keyhole deck, and you saw it go off, and it's absolutely disgusting if the opponent's not prepared for it. The Breaker Suite's awful. Damara, Abigail, but hopefully you don't need it. ShadowNet isn't just a podcast. These are all, yeah, ShadowNet listeners. Yeah, Rebirth for Wizard, I guess that's the best you got. And that's not bad, like, right? Like, it's 1 influence for a Scrubber. That's better than Scrubber. Costs you 0. Cool.
Yeah, that's solid.
That's solid. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for participating too, all y'all. If you're playing on Saturday, I don't think I'm going to be able to play. Pat, if you're playing, have fun. I'll be watching for sure. I'm very interested, and I'll probably try and build my own deck on the side. But I think that's going to be it for tonight. And it's going to be it for a couple weeks. We'll be back, I believe, right before the new year. And otherwise, we'll be back in 2022. Pat, thanks so much for joining.
As always, it was a pleasure.
Thanks, man. For everyone watching, hanging out in chat, hopefully you have a good holidays if you're doing the holidays things. Otherwise, keep warm. Hopefully you're doing well. If you're watching, for all the people we play games against, good game. Everyone watching on VOD, hopefully you're doing well. Core 2 is rough. I know it's like when you said you did not like Core 2. But that'll be us, and we'll be back in a bit. So I'm gonna be off on holidays, but we'll be back. And I'm really excited for holidays. Again, things are getting kind of rough here around this parts, but hopefully it's just good enough that you can see your family and do all the nice stuff you want to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all. Take care, y'all. Good luck on Saturday.
Bye, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.